pricing strategies. We'll be taking the topic that says creating product and pricing strategies to meet customers' needs. And our trainer for today's class is none other than Bukola Akindele. Titi, please, can you stop sharing? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So the person who will be taking today's class is none other than Bukola Akindele. Madam Buki is an accomplished professional and general manager of standard and best practices with extensive experience in driving organizational excellence, compliance, and operational efficiency. She is recognized for her strong expertise in implementing industry standards, quality management systems, and best practice frameworks across diverse sectors. With a passion for knowledge transfer and capacity building, she has trained and mentored numerous professionals in areas related to governance, process optimization, and performance improvement. Today, she brings a wealth of practical insight and leadership experience to the Entrepreneurship and Business Management program, where she will be equipping participants with actionable strategies for achieving excellence in their respective fields. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with a sounding clap in the chat room, let's welcome our trainer for today in the person of Madam Buki. Welcome, ma'am. It's good to have you on the call. Hello, ma, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Okay, it's good to have you on the call.
Good
Please,
to
you can
have
take it off from here.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Please, can you
Good
confirm
morning,
you
ma'am.
can hear me?
I can
Good
hear
morning.
you. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, first of all, let me apologize. I know that the team informed you that I'm not feeling fine, which is actually true, but thankfully, thank you so much. Thankfully, I'm a bit better. So in case I have a sore throat too, so please, in case see me squinting or taking something, please just bear with me. I hope it stays like this. Because yesterday was unbearable. I couldn't get myself to speak for too long. Okay, so thank you, Transformation, to the team of Transformation College. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here again. So I'm going to, am I unable to share my screen?
Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, please, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Auntie Mercy, you murdered my husband's name, my son name. I should find you. It's okay, just call me Bukola Bamidele. That's why I go with Bamidele, because a lot of people do not know how to pronounce my family name. So you just find to call me Bamidele, okay?
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay, so let's begin. I know we are behind schedule, right? And again, I know the class is going to end by 2, so please pardon me. We might not be able to go on a short break in between because I need to finish this class latest by 12:30, 1 o'clock, which is my 5, what's the time right now? It's about 5:30 here, 5:19 here, 5 a.m. here. Okay, so um so today we're gonna be sharing with you creating products and pricing strategies. Creating products and pricing strategies. When you hear the word um product, we know it's something that creates value, right? Can just drop in your chat in the chat box what's your understanding by product. Just your understanding when you hear the word product, what comes to your mind? I'd like to hear from us so that I can know that we are together in this class.
Okay, can I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay, so if anyone wants to answer any question, you can please put your hands up, all right? And then we'll call you to. Okay, so for me, product is basically what we deal on. Like it's like it's what we deal on to get value for. For example, I'm selling a particular thing to gain value. Maybe I want to gain profit, or I'm just um, selling that particular thing in order to save people. So that's my understanding of product.
Thank you. Thank you. That's right. One more contribution and we move ahead. Any other person? Any other person wants to contribute?
So there's a contribution in the chat room.
Oh, I'm on it. Okay, let me check it. Um, something tangible. Thank you. Say, I hope I didn't bother your name. Bolariwan says product is any tangible substance offered by business at a fixed rate. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we are all right. Product rate value is a tangible substance that's offered by a business. It's just like what does it say? Does dot dot say something tangible also. So almost the same thing with what Bolariwan mentioned. So we're going to be looking at 3 parts this morning. And we're going to be focusing on how business, about marketing. We're going to discuss how business, design products that customer actually want, and more importantly, how they price those products in a way that drives both, you know, customer satisfaction and profitability. So let's look at what we're going to be. The next slide, learning objectives. So after completing this chapter, students will be able to, explain the concept and customer value. You'll be able to describe how to develop a marketing strategy, right? So before you can put your product out there, you have to understand marketing. It's very, very important because if you don't understand marketing, by the time you're done with the product, you will not know how to sell, and you think that maybe you didn't hear, you're not convinced enough to be able to go into that, service or product that you're delivering, right? So you must understand the marketing concept and the customer value, how to develop a marketing strategy. Also, identify the factors that influence buyer behavior, identify and compare key pricing strategies, get to understand product development process, and also understand the 4 stages of product life cycle. And so this session is quite practical, and it's going to connect customer thinking, to product, to pricing, and then profits. Okay, so the first section, we're going to be looking at the marketing concept, So let me hear again from us. What does marketing mean to you? What is marketing? Quickly, anyone, you can unmute yourself to speak, just like what Messi said. You can raise your hands, and you're muted to speak, or you can just put it in the chat box. Let me check the chat box. Okay, I'd like to hear from us. Anyone? What is your understanding of marketing? What is marketing? When you hear the word marketing, what comes to your mind? Please, can you still hear me? And I hope I'm audible. I know my
Yes, you
voice
are
is not
audible.
too
Yes, we can hear
okay.
you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone? Okay, I see some chats.
It's simple terms. Like marketing is just a simple terms to understand
Okay,
what people want.
correct. To understand
Yeah,
what people want.
yeah, to
Thank you.
understand what people want and creating product or services to meet those words,
Mm,
those that
those
they want.
needs.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Well said, Mustafa.
Thank
Marketing
you.
is understanding what people want and creating a product that meets the needs, not the other way around. Right?
Yeah,
Thank you, Mustafa.
because without knowing what customers want, you cannot know how your business will go. So you have to know what your customers want.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Let me see. I see, but music. Okay, no, some message. Bolariwa says marketing is an organization that is concerned with identifying. Well, marketing is not an organization, right? Marketing is a organization that is concerned with identifying problems and solving them in order to maximize profits. Well, you got the other part, but again, marketing is not an organization. It's a term used to describe, one activity, right? Where you have to, identify the problems and solve the problem in order to maximize profit. Good. So also marketing is the process of promoting and selling the product or service to people. Yes, that's another angle. Thank you, Aweta. Marketing, Adebayo said, marketing is pitching your product to customers. To customers. Yes, absolutely. That's marketing also. So marketing can be what you do before, what you call market analysis, or
Even pricing strategy is part of marketing.
mm,
Yeah, I am a
absolutely.
management student in Saputra University, Indonesia.
Oh, very good. No wonder like you're
Yeah.
speaking from wealth of knowledge. Like, absolutely. So nice to meet you, Mustafa.
Thank you
So
so much.
yes, pricing also is part of, like it's
Yeah,
mentioned,
pricing strategy is part of
strategies,
yeah,
marketing.
marketing. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So I would appreciate your contribution also in the class, right? Thank you so much. Thank you. So just like what our colleagues have said on the call, marketing, understanding the problem, understanding the needs of the people that you're trying to target, and then designing your product or services to meet those needs. You understand? In order to, like someone said, maximize profits. Okay, because if you don't understand your market audience, if you don't understand the people that you are trying to, um, design a product for, it's when you are done with the design of the product or even developing the product, you then say that you don't have any market or target audience to sell this to, and it becomes a problem. Okay, that's fine. So let's move into what is marketing. What is marketing? So marketing, as you can see on the screen, is the process of creating. Sorry, excuse me. Marketing, is a process of creating Sorry, just a minute. Okay, marketing is the process of creating, communicating, and delivering value to customers. You can see the word there is a process. So it's not a one-way traffic thing. There are steps, that goes into marketing, right? It's not just marketing, selling. It's a process, meaning you start from what? Creating. You need to understand, create a strategy, create a plan. You have to have a plan. Then you don't just keep the plan, in one side. You have to communicate, right? That plan, or how you intend to sell the product or the service. You have to communicate it to a target audience, right? And then deliver it. If you said, oh, our products can do 1, 2, 3, 5 things, it doesn't stop there. You have to ensure that you deliver value to the customers, meaning that whatever you say it can do, it has to create value to your customers, right? And also, it doesn't end at delivering value to your customers. You go on to what? Managing customer relationships in a way that benefits the organization. Okay, so as you can see, it's divided into 4 different parts. So most people think that marketing is just advertising or selling, but actually, it's a very small part of it. Marketing is not just about advertising or selling. Just like we discussed earlier, marketing is the process. It's a process. It's a process. Okay. And if you look at the keywords there, you can see creating value, right? The next thing is what? For customer, and what? Building relationships with them. So we're going to be looking at each of these components, as you can see on the screen. And the first one says create value. Create value. Create value. This is where everything starts. Excuse me. This is where everything starts. In this step, or in this phase, what you're going to be asking yourself, or with your team, your marketing team, is what problem are we solving? Or what if you are, maybe a sole proprietor, right, of your product or service, what problem am I solving? So at the phase of creating value, you have to ask yourself some very serious question. Okay, the next thing is, what need am I meeting? What problem am I solving? What need am I meeting? Okay, so for example, a bank is not just offering accounts. Oh, come on, open an account. No, it's offering financial security, where you know that if you keep your money there, it is safe. Some banks offer you services that enables your money to grow. That means you're not just keeping money, right? Talking about things like mutual funds, investment, stock, all those kind of things. So you have the checking account, the deposit account, where you just someone can send you money. So instead of them giving you cash, in your hand, and save yourself from hand robbery or whatever it is. Many of us don't carry, what they call it today, a lot of cash around, because we have ATM. When we need the money, we can easily walk up to a bank branch, to withdraw money, or use POS when you get to, so there are different services, and all of these things is just of us financial security, right? Uber, I'm sure many of us take Uber, or what's the other one name now? Bolt, right? So either Uber or Bolt, they are not just providing transport, right? Who can tell me what they are providing? I want to see. I said, I gave an example. A bank is not just offering accounts, it's offering financial security. And I mentioned that Uber is not just providing transport. What do you think it is providing? Who can help me out here?
They are providing service.
And of course, there's service, but there's something else. That's the service. Yes, I know it is service, but there's something they are providing. There's a reason why people take Uber. There's a reason why you take Uber. Why do you take Uber? Why do you take Bolt instead of the public bus, instead of the yellow taxi? It's because of convenience. It's offering convenience and time saving. Because when you're going out to a place, I know that, oh, if I take a bus, it's going to take me like 1 hour. But if I take, because of the many stops they have to make, right? But with Uber, they're not making any stop. It's just straight to where you're going to. Yeah, you might meet some traffic here and there, but it's not going to take you as much hours, right, as the bus. So Uber, and there's AC, bus does not have AC. Abi? Or does the public transport, does it have AC? No. In this season of heat, everybody is sweating and, just waiting to get to somewhere where they can take some very cold air. But Uber or Bolt, it's offering convenience. You can be at the back chilling with AC blowing into your face. You can be doing other stuff. Inside the bus, you can't do other things. You can't maybe bring out your laptop and quickly answer an email or try to, respond because you're just trying to be careful that somebody does not snatch your phone or your system, right? So Uber is offering convenience and time saving. So if your product, if your product does not solve a problem, the marketing cannot save it. If again, take this. There's nothing else you're going to take from what I've said before. Please note this down your notes. If your product does not solve a real problem, marketing cannot save it. The next thing is communicate benefits. Remember, the next word we have is what? Communication. Communication. You need to communicate the benefits. Even if your product is great, a product is great, customers won't buy it if they don't understand it. Right? You have a very fantastic service, have a fantastic product, they're not able to communicate the value they will get from it, the benefits that they will derive from it. Nobody is going to buy it. So it's just going to be there like a mannequin. Mannequin is very fine. When they put the clothes on it, it looks very beautiful. But remove the clothes or whatever it is, it's just bare. It's just there. Right? But you need to understand that you need to communicate the value, the benefits that will be derived from the product that you are trying to sell. So marketing must clearly answer, why should I care? Why should the customer care about what you're selling? Why should what? I care. Why should a customer care about that product you're trying to sell? So marketing is what communicating. So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Happen doesn't just say this phone has features. I'm sure some of us use iPhone here, right? You need to go and watch YouTube for their advertisement. It doesn't just say we have features. Rather, it's to say that they simplify your life and make you more productive. Can you see? They said they will what? They will simplify your life and what? Make you more productive. Now, inside of this statement that embodies the features that will what? Help you with simplicity and make you productive. From iPhone, I can do a lot of things, right? If it is to design a a slide presentation, a word, to take notes, to do a lot of stuff, to share, I can do it. I don't have to have a second, a second option. So they're not saying, this iPhone 12 or iPhone 16 has these features 1, 2, 3. No, they're trying to, appeal to your emotions, appeal to your pain point, and use that to get your attention to the features that the phone has. So they're not just going to go right to it. So you need to understand the value that your product is delivering and use that as a pinpoint or as a starting point to get the attention of your target audience. Let's move to the next. Number 3, deliver products. You need to make it easier for your customers. right? Sorry, excuse me. This is when. Okay. So access your product. It's about accessibility. Your product is what about access. How can they get this product? How can they have access to your service? Is there a website that they can easily just order from? Do you have a walk-in shop? Sorry, excuse me, that they can get it from? So for instance, where I work, right, we know that we have a website that you can easily, just order, our products from without even interacting with us. All you just need to do is to select your product cost, pay, and then you start learning, right? And if, again, maybe you don't want to, go through the e-learning, you want an instructor led, we have partners. So we have made it very accessible. You can just go on our website, look at the list of partners, and choose the one you have. There's a contact details there. You can just give them a call or write to them, through an email. So the question you want to ask yourself at this stage is it easy to buy? Is it available where customers are? So when you're driving, when you're developing, when you're doing marketing, when you're trying to understand your market audience, you're trying to create a plan. These are the things, these are the questions. This is the planning stage now, not the execution, right? You're asking yourself questions in order to create a, workable plan. So for instance, again, for example, Amazon, wins because of its fast and reliable delivery. Or there's something from Amazon, you can easily, get it within, 4 to 5 business days. Even Temu, many of us use Temu, right? Same thing, right? This is why a lot of people, enjoy the services of Temu, because all the way from whether it's China or Singapore, where they are, right? If they say, okay, this your goods is going to be between 10 business, and you're going to get it either on or before, unless something happens to your goods. Okay, so these platforms, Temu or Amazon, they win because of their fast and reliable delivery. In short, Temu goes further to say free delivery. All you just need to do is to order, no matter where you are in the country. They just deliver to you for free. So you see the value they are offering, right? They're not advertising the product. I don't know if they're not advertising. Oh, we have clothes, we have they're advertising, luxury, affordable luxury. Yeah, affordable luxury, free delivery. Those are the things they're advertising. So you have to ensure that when trying to work out, your product delivery, you have to ensure that it is what easily accessible to your customers. The last one is build relationships. Like I said, it doesn't stop at creating value. It doesn't stop at communicating the benefits of the product. It doesn't stop at delivering the product. You have to build relationships. Because if you don't build relationships, you lose customers. You don't have loyal customers that keep coming back to you. So this is where the long-term profit comes from. One-time sale, short-time gain. Or repeat customer equals to what? Long-time value. You can introduce things like loyalty programs, follow-up emails, after-sale services. Like I said, it depends on the product service that you're trying to deliver, right? So these are the way you can build relationships. So you need to understand that marketing is not a department. Yes, we have them in organization, yeah, but it's not just a department. It's a mindset across the entire business. So marketing, it does not just belong to the marketing department. As I always say, I'm not a marketing, so not to concern me with talking about the product. No, because if you do not understand the value of the product you're serving, even the work you put into it will not give you the desired result, because every process in the organization is a chain of command, to giving the product the value that is intended for. So marketing is not a department, it's a mindset that should be across the entire business. Okay, so let's move on. I hope I've not lost us. We're just together. Are we still together?
Yes, ma'am. We're still here.
Okay. Please, in case you can't hear me clearly, and please pardon my frequent clearing of my throat. Like I said, I have got sore throat. Okay. Okay. So now let's look at the marketing concept. Okay, this slide is a foundation for modern business thinking. Just like I like to put it, marketing concept says a company succeeds by understanding and satisfying customer needs better than competitors. That's it. When you think of the concept of marketing, right, is how a company succeeds, not just by developing a product or services, but understanding the customer and then satisfying them, right? Understanding the needs of the customer and thereafter satisfying that need better than the competitors. Sorry, excuse me. So, excuse me. Let's start by the customer needs. Okay, you need to understand your customer first, like what Mustafa said. You need to understand what your customer wants. Because if you don't understand the customer wants, the products that you have will not be solving any problem. So you must understand your customers. What needs do they have? What pains? What are the pain points that they have that your service or your products can solve or can need, right? It's not the other way around. Not what you want or the company wants. Not what the management prefers. It's about the customer. Your customer should be your priority when you're in the marketing concept. According to 9001, okay, understanding your customer centric, customer focus, not the other way around, not management centric, not company focus. It is customer. It is customer focus, very customer focus. You need to understand what they actually need. People don't just buy drills, they buy holes in the wall. Because if I get a drill and can't put a hole in the wall, then what's the use of the drill, right? The reason why I get a drill is because it is faster than me hitting, with hammer. But that would take time. It takes a lot of energy. But with a drill, I put the battery in, the nail goes into the wall. So you need to understand your customer needs. Okay, a lot of people need to have formal education so that they can have expanded knowledge about certain subject matters, certain fields, certain industries. That is why you are here today. So Transformation Cloud is solving a problem because the need of knowledge. They're not solving the need for course. Do you understand? They're solving the need for knowledge. Everybody is looking for a platform where they can learn something, and that's why you are here. Are you with me? With the second one, customer satisfaction. It is not enough to sell. The product must perform as expected. It is not enough to sell. So if you're selling a great product, if I'm selling, let's say for example now, let me use this what I have here. What is this now? The AirPod box, right? Mm-hmm. Now this AirPod is not just holding the this case is not just holding the AirPods, right, or the earphones as we call it. It's also charging. But imagine that it's not charging and told me that it can charge, and I tried to plug it and it's not charging. Have they met my expectation? No. I'm sorry. Have they met my needs? No. Am I satisfied? No. But they told me that it can do this, it can do that. And I get the product based on what they said it can do. And I realized that out of the 5 things they said, it's only doing one. So my needs are not met and I'm not satisfied. So it doesn't stop at you understanding their needs. You have to ensure that whatever value you say that this product or service is going to offer, it has to meet their needs. So it's not enough to sell. The product must perform as expected. Because if expectation is met, it equals to what? Satisfaction. If it exceeds, wow, we're delighted. But if it is not met, that is what? Dissatisfaction. I'm not happy. The customer is not happy. And that is not the entire goal of, the process of developing the products to marketing. Your entire goal is to ensure that whatever product you're developing, the service that you're offering, the marketing is just meant to, communicate that value to them and get them to buy. But it has to meet the expectation or exceed the expectation. Are we together? So sometimes dissatisfaction, customers don't complain. Most times they leave. How many of you here and sometimes some of us, we have been dissatisfied with some, product or service that we've had to get. How many of you complained? I want to see your hand. How many of you complained or you left? If at some point, you're satisfied and you complain, raise your hand, right? Raise your hand. Let me see. I want to see how many hands are raised. Or you left. Which of you can just put it or put it in the chat, but just put, oh, I complained, I left. Yeah, I want to do a survey right now so that I can be sure that my philosophy is right. Okay, I'd like to hear from Horse. Oh yeah, please let's. Everybody, where are you? You're raising your hands. Is it for complaint or that you left? You didn't go back to the company or to the producer. You can use your words so that I can I complain. Oh, you did both.
I
I
actually
complained and
complained. It's
left.
about it's yeah. It's internet. Yes, it's internet fiber network that was installed in my apartment sometime last 2 months ago. According to their description, the benefits, I didn't enjoy it at all as at the time I needed it. There was a time I needed it
Okay.
for presentation. That was the worst day the internet went off. In fact, it was terrible. I complained even
Wow.
before that particular day. I've made complaint, I've called, I texted, but nothing was done. They told me the network was stable, no disruption. Even when the breeze is heavy, is windy, the network is stable, but that was not the case at all. So when
Yes.
the
See?
subscription expired, I didn't go back to it. I had to switch. I didn't go back to it at all.
You see? She left. Can you see? Adiba said, I complained. I left. Thank you very much for their inputs. Even me too, I've done that back when I was in Nigeria. There's somebody, I love akara, okay, but I don't know how to make it myself, so I like to buy it from people that do it. So I had this customer that I frequently buy from. My husband said that that's my second boyfriend, but that's just a joke, right? So because his akara was good, it's very nice, very so I enjoy buying from him, right? But there was a time that I bought from him and the akara. Okay, for those that are not in Nigeria, that are not Nigerians, akara is what we call bean cake. You use bean to fry it. I don't know how to explain it, but not Nigerians. Right? The English word for it is bean cake, I guess. Yeah, but in Nigerians we call it akara. In Yoruba, I don't know what is it in Igbo. Okay, but that's aside. So let me go to the story back. That day it tasted awful, like as if the beans is spoiled. That's the grinded one. That's why I didn't I had to fry. Trust me, I did not complain. I didn't even go back to him. Right? I just so there's someone I heard, if I'm coming back to my street, then there's a Yoruba guy that sells by just a junction, but I don't even buy from him. I go to the one that I usually buy from. But ever since that time, I didn't even bother. I just started buying from him. And he saw me about me. You say, man, I never see you for a long time. I say, yes. No see me because I think there's when he approached me and I told him that, oh, it's Akara. That day was sport and everything. But trust me, I didn't go back. So some of us like that, when we are not satisfied with a particular service, some of them have to just go and go back without stress, be complaining. We just go to another one and get what we need from them. So that's it. So sometimes when people are dissatisfied, some of them might complain. If you're lucky, some of them might not complain, they'll just leave. So you need to ensure that if you're saying your product is doing A, it has to do A, right? Not otherwise. And the last one is long-term profitability. Okay, when you're thinking about the marketing concept, you must think long-term profitability, right? Short-term tricks, like misleading ads or poor quality may bring quick money, but just like what the lady that shared her experience with the fiber internet thing, they were able to tell us sweet things that appeal to our emotion because she needed a fast internet that whether there's rain, come sunshine, come rain, the internet is flowing. And because you know that people don't want to hear that, right? And until you test it out, you cannot know whether it is true or not. Then she bought it and it was the opposite, right? So their ads were misleading. Whatever they were doing was what was misleading. They got their money right, yes. But did she go back? No. So if they keep getting on tens in numbers of this kind of people who are not happy and leaving, they would have gotten the money from it, but at some point in time they are going to run bankrupt because people are not coming back. They keep losing customers, right? Because short term will destroy misleading ads or poor quality things. We destroy trust. We kill repeat business. So if you want to make your business sustainable, you have to focus on retention. How do I retain my customers? How do I, get their loyalty? And how do I offer lifetime value? So when you're thinking about your marketing, don't just market to mislead people. Some people have sweet tongues, they will mislead you, but it's going to kill the business at the long run. Because what you get at the end of it is what? Mistrust. People don't trust your business. And trust me, when people who have used it, say, how's that? I say, I don't go there. What they are saying is bullshit. What they are saying is lies. They will lose more customers. People cannot refer customers to them that will, keep making their business to run for a long time. So you want to ensure that you run a sustainable business on trust, on value, okay, and on loyalty. So let's move on. So now let's understand customer value, right? Customer value is the difference between the benefits of between the benefits a customer receives from a product and the total cost they pay. Customer value is the difference between the benefit a customer receives. Please just snap that. That's a snapshot, right? It's different between the benefit a customer receives from a product and the total cost they pay. Benefit versus cost. Benefit versus cost. Okay. Whether it is monetary or non-monetary. Okay, excuse me. So so in simple terms, right? Let's use like mathematical language. Okay, to make it very simple. Now, customer value can simply be, what the customer gets minus what the customer gives up. And I don't know if you get it now. In simple terms, what I have just read on the screen is simply what the customer gets, which speaks to the benefit, right? Minus what the customer gives up, the cost of it. That's what customer value is. It's equals to what customer value. So let's break it down, right? Benefit, which speaks to what they get. Okay. So we look at what are they getting? Product quality, convenience, emotional satisfaction, status, for example, luxury brands, and all of that. When somebody's carrying having if you like perfume, Dior perfumes, right? It's luxury. There's a status it gives to you. When somebody is saying that, when someone sees you, with a Dior perfume, like, wow, this person must be, carrying some hefty, wealthy, status for you to afford a luxury, brand like Dior, right? Or Gucci. I'm not talking about the fake Gucci, original Gucci. Gives you status or emotional satisfaction, right? Or convenience or product quality, right? So buying a luxury watch is not just telling time. What is it doing? It's about status and identity. Okay, when you buy an Apple watch as against Oraimo or any other product name, it's giving status and identity. Do you understand? Or I'm trying to look for something more relatable. It's not coming to my mind now. Maybe if it comes, I would discuss it. Okay, so let's move on. So we're looking at, that's the benefit when you get a product, okay? Or when you buy outfit, right? It's kind of outfit you get that when people look at you like, wow, you look so good. I love your outfit. When you're getting that outfit, you add at the back of mind that people see all these outfits, they're going to, what's the word that people use now? What's that slang? Please permit me. You will fall for me, something like that. They admire you, they compliment you because you're looking for compliments. Or you use a very nice perfume, not be Dior, right? You use a very nice perfume, and someone just comes in or passes by, you're like, you smell so nice. Used to when you were buying the perfume, you smell that. Somebody can smell it and not say that I don't smell nice. So there was something at the back of your mind. There was some kind of benefits you're expected to get from that product. Okay, excuse me. What was that product when you were getting it? So it could be quality of the product, it could be time and effort, it could be emotional satisfaction, it could be prestige or status. Okay, now costs. Let's look at the costs. What they give up. What is the customer giving up? Money. There's an exchange. Okay, there's an exchange. Money is exchanged to get the products that you see that you're offering, right? Time. If I use us as an example now, many of us are on this call. Our time, we can use this time for other things now, right? You should go visit a friend, use the time to go to the cinema, or just sit down and watch Netflix and chill, right? But we are here trying to gain knowledge, and your purpose of being here is that you want to get it. You don't want anybody to come and waste your time talking gibberish. You want to be able to understand what the person is saying. So that is the value. But the cost of what you are paid now, imagine that you have paid. Not imagine you paid for. I know it's an NG, but I know you paid, something to be in this class, right? Be it rights, registration, or whatever it is. But you intend to get value for that money. You intend to get value for the time that you are using here. You get to get value for the effort. It could be effort, and even taking a risk. Sometimes when we what they call it now. See, for example, again, I'm going to use an example that my the lady shared, right? The internet. She took a risk in believing I'm getting that internet, but she didn't get the ROI. So our money is gone. They're not going to refund her. I don't know. Did they refund you? Did you ask for a refund? Did they refund you?
They didn't respond. They even said they were coming to pick the the router and the radio because we didn't subscribe it anymore.
Subscribe. Can you hear? Can you see? And so our money is gone. The money, only God knows how much you spent on that thing. So it's gone. So the cost of what everybody gives up. So we have to realize that what are people giving up for this product? Are they giving up money? Are they giving up time? Are they giving up effort and risk? So once you have this in your mind, you need to understand that you cannot, produce anything less. You cannot say what is not true. You say A, let it be A. If you can't do B, don't say just B. Okay? Because if a product is difficult to use, that effort becomes a cost. Okay? Customers don't always choose the cheapest option. They choose the best value. Please put that thing down somewhere in your notes. Customers, right, don't always choose the cheapest option. They choose the best value. Okay, so let's move on. So again, like you can see, higher value equals to higher satisfaction equals to greater loyalty and repeat business. Okay, so now let's look at customer relationship management. We've talked about creating value. Now let's talk about customer relationship management, right? CRM is a strategy of building long-term is the strategy for building and maintaining long-term relationship with customers to generate loyalty, retention, and sustainable value, right? We're going to be looking at service quality. Every interaction before, during, and after purchase shapes the customer's perception of the brand. Every interaction, whether it is before or during or after the purchase, shapes the customer perception of the brand. What perception do they have about your brand while you're marketing, during the use of your products or services, and after, right? So, excuse me. Then move on to communication. Regular and relevant communication keeps your customer engaged and informed about value and new offerings. So you need to have something called email marketing. Talking about keeping them engaged through resources, whether it's free resources or paid resources. Just constant, we're running 60% promo. They have access to it, or through your social media, through ads, whatever platform that you're using to communicate to your customers. Ensure that you keep them engaged, ensuring that they keep seeing you, you keep being in their minds. When they go to their social media, you're there. When they open their emails, you're there. Okay, you have to be consistent with your communication with your customer, and that's how you create relationship with your customers. Trust. Please don't undermine trust. Do not undermine trust. Honesty is very key in business. Okay, in marketing, you have to be honest. Don't market what is not true. Be consistent. Don't start very well and then go for like 6 months, nobody sees you, and you come back and you expect that your customers are still waiting for you. No, the ship has what? Sailed. Okay, I also have to ensure that whatever your product you are offering or service, it is reliable, because reliability is built on trust. It is reliable. They can rely on you. When they need certain things, say, can rely on you. I remember there was someone, though I think it's the person's fault. The person didn't read the description, but something on Temu, and when it was delivered, she realized that it was like toys. She didn't say she said that she would never get something from Temu again until we looked at it and said, you didn't read this thing very well. Sometimes we customers are very quick to just look at how beautiful it is, and we don't read the details of what the product is all about. But that is in rare cases, okay? But in some instances, you have to be very clear. But Temu is at fault in that. They have a fault too, though, because how many people have time to read plenty things? If this is the picture, you put this toy, you see that people know that it's this toy, this plastic toy, right? It's not real. I'm just saying, that's my own opinion, right? So, but again, trust is very key when you want to build a relationship with your customers. And thinking about long-term engagement, like I said before, think about loyalty programs, personalized offers, and after sales support, can turn buyers into brand ambassadors. In the company where I work, we do some loyalty programs for those who are customers, especially those, we've been taking our free courses or even our paid courses, right? It's not open to the public. You can see it on our social media. That discount that loyalty program is just specific for our customers, so they get it in their email. Okay, so these are the things that keep your customer with you. They keep coming back. They can refer somebody to you because when they, when they had access to your products, they were satisfied with it, and they're able to tell somebody to come also enjoy what they enjoy. Because these are the people that will keep the chain of marketing going for you, even when you cannot even reach those people. Because sometimes you can't reach everybody. So the people that you're able to reach, your intention was that you must keep them. You must make them your affiliate marketers unconsciously. Do you understand? Affiliate market unconsciously, because they'll keep referring people so that unconsciously they are, marketing your product for you without even you getting to those people. Okay, so these are the 4 ways you can build a good customer relationship. Okay, let's move on. Are we still together?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So now in the next session, we're going to look at marketing strategy. Okay, how do we develop a marketing strategy? What does a marketing strategy entails? And the first one would be, what is marketing strategy? Okay. A marketing strategy is a plan for how a company will reach its target customers, communicate products, benefits, and achieve its marketing goals. Okay, please let's underline the keyword there. Okay, a marketing strategy. Okay, a marketing strategy is a plan for how a company will reach its targets. Which is target what? Customers, communicate products, benefits, and what? Achieve its marketing goals. This is all what a marketing, and it's a plan, as you can see here. Okay, it's a plan. A marketing strategy is a plan. It's a plan. It's not verbal. It's not a voice note. Marketing is not what? A voice. Sorry, excuse me. Marketing is not what? A voice note. It's a strategy. Marketing strategy is a plan for how a company will reach its target audience, communicate products, and also, communicate the product benefits and also achieve its marketing goal. So let's quickly look at the breakdown, as you can see on the screen. So we start with target markets. When you hear the word target market, what do we mean? Anybody? Just quickly, one person could just speak. Okay, it's like I have no one, so I'll move on. So somebody wanted to speak. Please go ahead.
When I hear the word target market, what comes to mind is a particular group of people who would need my product or services.
Good. You say what? Particular people. You didn't say everyone. Did you hear what he said? You didn't say everyone. He said a particular, group of people. Right. So the question you need to be asking yourself is that, who are we serving? Okay. Who are we serving? Because you can't serve everyone. It has to be specific. Okay. Customer needs, right? What problems are you solving? So in your marketing strategy, while you're planning your target audience, your target market, whichever word you use, okay? Then you're highlighting the needs, the problems that you're solving. What are we solving? Okay, what problems, what needs are we meeting, or what problem are we solving? The next one is what? Value proposition. Why should they choose you? You know, when you go to people's websites, you see, why should you choose us? Why should you choose Transformation College? Why should you choose Standards and Best Practice? Why should you choose this? Why should you choose that? Right? Sometimes you see that in people's website. But beyond what's on the website, right? You need to determine why should people choose you over your competitor. Because remember that unless you're the first person to start that thing, you know, people are not in the market already on that stuff. Okay, but be rest assured that people are going to join you, all right? Because it's a very wide ocean. But why should they choose you over your competitor? What is that value that differentiates you from your competitor? That's what value proposition is about. It has to be clear and competitive and compelling rather. Why should they choose you over your competitor? Then competitive positioning, that's the next one. How are you different from your competitor? What makes you different? Why should they come to you rather than go to B? Okay. And the next one is marketing mix. So, like I said again, all of this goes into your strategy. So you are planning all of this. It has to go into your strategy. Okay, into your plan. So your marketing mix, which is combination of the 4 P's, right? Product, so which is combination of the product, price, place, and promotion, the 4 P's. How will you execute them? How will you execute your product? How will you determine your price? Where will it be accessible? Are you with me? And how will you promote it? Okay. So the question here is, how do we execute the 4 P's? So we all need to understand that a good strategy answers who, what, why, and how. Okay. Who are we targeting? What needs are we meeting? Why are we doing this? Why should they choose us? Why are we doing this? What problem are we solving? And how do we execute it? So it's answering the 3 whys and the 1 H. The who, the what, the why, and the how. Okay, so let's move on. Excuse me. Okay, so target markets. The target market is very specific. Like you all mentioned, the target market is a specific group of customers a business aims to serve, defined by shared characteristics. I see the word there. Shared shared characteristics. Sorry, the thing I did before was covering that place. But just pardon me. I don't know how to clean it up. I don't know if it's cleanable. Okay. So a target market is a specific group of customers a business aims to serve, right? Defined by what? Shared characteristics and needs that the firm's product is best suited to satisfy. Right. So depending on the kind of product that you have, you can serve mass market. Example, Coca-Cola. You know, Pepsi, everybody drinks. Well, don't let me say everybody drinks Pepsi. Some people like Coca-Cola. But all I'm just trying to say that those kind of beverage drinks now, it's not for other kind of people. Some people I know don't drink those kind of, what do you call that thing now? What's the word? Is it a beverage drinks now? Sorry, well, the country I am has changed. Thank you. They call it beverage drinks here. Carbonated drinks. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you. Right? So I know some people don't, drink carbonated drinks and all of that. But what I'm trying to say is that, they produce for the mass. Most people, at least if you're going to, let's say out of 100%, 90% of people take carbonated drinks. It's just 10% because of diet and all of that. Okay? So you're looking at Basic utilities. Everybody uses sponge, whether it is floppy sponge, whether it is the shaka shaka one, the hard one, or the other one, whatever form it takes, as long as it's you use it to take a bath, it's for the mass. Everybody uses light. I mean, is there anybody that does not use light here? If you don't use light, let me know so that I can come and ask you why. So everybody uses light. Everybody needs a house. So these things, the basic utilities, is for the mass market. It's not for some specific people. Okay. Now let's go. There's a niche market. Okay. This speaks to a narrow, specialized segment of people, right? So you're looking at maybe left-handed tools for those who are they are left-handed, right? So some people make tools for left-handed people so they can be able to, easily do things. Some skincare are for vegans, meaning I'm sure you all know what vegan is, Abi. Those that don't eat meat, they are all veggies. Hey, I'm a veggie, I'm a vegan. This kind of people here. So there's some skincare for those kind of people. Not for those who have any type of skin, oily skin, whatever, dry skin. The people that are vegan, so whatever activity affects the output of their skin. So there's some skincare for them. Right? So these are niche markets. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. When you go to a business school, it's not for everybody. A business school, like Lagos Business School now, it's not a university. It's different. It's not for everybody. It's not for just someone that's coming from secondary school. For those who are, spent years in the industry, like professionals who want to, improve themselves and keep going higher. So it's a niche. Professional college is a niche of people. They already have their niche of people that attend the college. Okay. So there's a niche market. There's a segment market. Every distinct segment, each addresses separately. Toyota has different brands. There's Corolla versus Lexus. Lexus is the luxury brand of Toyota. Corolla is the normal brand of Toyota. So can you see from the same producer or manufacturer, right? So they created a segment market for the same car. It's still car now, right? Because Toyota is known for cars, Abi, but they have the one for regular, and they have what for the luxury. Those who like luxury things. They now have the local and micro markets, the hyper local targeting, neighborhood stores, local services, local service providers like in your neighborhood and everything, right? So these are the type of target marketing. So you can either the product can depending on your products, it can be made for the mass, it can be for some particular niche of people, it can be segmented, and it can be for the micro local markets. Let's move on. Understanding customer needs. Okay, as a business, as an individual, you must deeply understand businesses must deeply understand their customers before developing strategies. Okay, you must understand your customer before developing strategies. Research and analysis drive very effective marketing decisions. You have to do what we call feed analysis, marketing survey. Right? Try to do some surveys or use some survey platforms, right? That people go there to fill surveys and all of that. Some get paid for it, some is just voluntary, right? Or you can use other channels. It could be your church, there's a community, you can send it to your group of friends, please help me to fill this. There are also people now that engage with other products, right? Just to have a feel of if what you are thinking is what they are thinking. If what you think is the pain is actually the pain of the customers. Because if you don't do that and you go ahead and to develop strategies, it will fail. So you have to do your research. Okay, you're trying to target a particular community. What is that need there? How do I reach them? What is the best way to reach them? Is it traditional marketing like face to face? Is it online? Okay, so these are the things you understand. Sorry, excuse me. Customer, excuse me. Please, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, we
Okay,
can hear
thanks.
you, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. So, yeah, I'm understanding the customer behavior. Why people buy certain things? Okay, is it logic? Right? Like when I say logic, I'm speaking to, is it the price or the quality? Okay, or is it emotions, status, feelings? Right? Also go to the demographics. Who are they? Like I said, everything I'm saying is depending on the product. Okay, what age? What age will be interested in this product? Or what age will you be served? Is it the teenagers? Is it the children? You know, when you talk about Pampers now or diaper rather, it's for babies up to like maybe 1 year. So right. So there's a age gap for diaper. Though there's diaper for adults too. That's for old people, right? Or those who are unable to, do the normal expression in a normal way. But I'm saying that those who do the adult one, they have the age they are working with. Same thing for the one for children. They have the age they're working with. So say age, depending on their income. Are you targeting those with low income or high income? The occupation, are they entrepreneurs? Are they, C-suits? Like I said, you have to understand the demographics that you are trying to sell to. Lifestyle, how they live, the activities they do, what are their interests, what are their values. So these are the research, that you are doing. Okay. Um, purchasing habits. Okay, how they buy things, how frequent is it, the frequency of how they buy things. I was doing a survey and they were asking me questions of, okay, how often do I what do you call it? How often do I use online shopping? Is it frequent? Is it once a month? So they're trying to understand, you know, my habits, my purchasing habits. It's a survey. So your survey, whatever it is that you're trying to get, your survey has to ask those questions so you can get data for it. Okay? And channels. What do they prefer? Do they prefer online versus in-store? Okay? So one thing you need to take from here is that assumptions are dangerous. Do not assume that your customer will need this, or this is how they are, or this is how they behave. No. Ensure that you bench whatever you're trying to do on data. Data is very, very powerful. I remember before we started, um, developing our product, we carried out a survey because we deal with certifications, right? And a lot of people, and from our survey, we're able to understand that a lot of people, want something that they don't have to keep renewing because, especially in dollars in Nigeria, it takes, it's plenty money. So people are looking for affordable, but quality. And based on that research that we're able to do, that was what, influenced how we, package our products, and it also influenced how we market it to people. So these are the things that you need to, understand. The next is competitive advantage. Okay, better products. What superior quality has, the features, the design, or performance, because competitive advantage is what makes, if a firm's offering better or different enough that customers prefer it over the competitor's alternative. Okay, so better product, lower prices, superior services, right? Faster delivery, better support, personalized experience. As you can see, Amazon, Sappos, for lower prices, you're looking at Walmart, Rena. In Nigeria, I think in Nigeria, sorry, a minute, please. It's just a minute. My daughter needs attention. Yes, baby. Oh, yeah, sleep, sleep, sleep. Mommy is busy, okay? You want to sleep in the parlor? Should I have the lights? I'm busy. I'm training. Yeah, come and stay in the parlor. Let me call. I'll cover you. Yeah, okay. I'll cover you. Mhm. Okay. Okay, baby. Mm. I love you, baby. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. It's still a very early morning here, so I had to just do what she needed. Okay, so um, like I was saying, now your competitive advantage, like I said, it could be better products, it could be lower prices, it could be superior service, like maybe faster delivery, better support, better personalized experience, like Amazon examples, strong brand, okay, emotional connection and trust built over time. A lot of people when you wear Nike, like that's Nike sneakers, right? It's a very strong brand. People like to get it because you can be associated with a strong brand or Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has been, right? Some people, if it's not Coca-Cola, it's nothing. It's not Pepsi. It's not any other look-alike. If it's not Coca-Cola, it's nothing. If it's not Nike, it is nothing. So that is a competitive advantage, that you can leverage your product. Okay. Next. So let's move to the marketing mix, the 4 Ps. Are we still together?
Yes, we
Yes, we
are.
are.
Okay. Please, I hope we understand. I'm not rushing too much.
No, you are moving in a very good pace.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So the marketing mix, okay. Remember when we're talking about market segment, we talk about the 4 Ps, right? Product. Okay, no, if I even take this, it's on the screen, but it's okay. So we're looking at product, price, place, and promotion. Okay, so the marketing mix is the combination of 4 controllable variables that a company uses to satisfy its target market and achieve its marketing objective. Okay, the marketing mix is the combination of 4 controllable variables, meaning that you can control them however you want. Okay, that a company uses to satisfy its target market and achieve its marketing objectives. So let's look at the first P, product. What are we selling? Okay, this could be the goods, could be services, or ideas that satisfy customer needs in terms of design, features, brand, packaging. Okay, what are we selling? That's a product. The next is price. How much do we charge for this? Okay, how much do we charge for this product? How much is the customer paying? Reflects the value, the cost, the demand, and the competitive, position. Then you look at place. Where do customers buy? So you're looking at the channels and the logistics that get the product to customers. It could be, walk-in stores. It could be online. It could be distribution. For example, now, Flour Mills of Nigeria, you can't just go and buy, the only people that can go and buy from Flour Mills of Nigeria, that's to buy flour or the spaghetti and all of that, that they produce, is distributors. So distributors then sell to retailers. The retailers sell to customers. So can you see the chain? So it's a distribution chain. So that's how they get their products to the end customer. Temu is online. Download their website, their app, right? And they make your order and they get your products, to the delivery company that they've had partner with, and they get it to you. Or your walk-in store, right? You want to buy wine, you want to buy some things that you can't get it online, or you don't trust the online. You go to work, so you can use your eyes to, see what you buy and make, a choice. Then promotion, how do we communicate? You do that through advertising, PR, social media, and personal selling, creating awareness and driving purchase. How many of you have noticed how these celebrities now, they are promoting their movies? Was that how it is in the 90s? Oh yeah, let's have some gist small here. If you are born in the 90s, tell me how were movies promoted and how is it promoted now? Anybody
I
wants
remember,
to?
sorry, yeah, I remember in the 90s when they want to promote their movies just through adverts, somebody doing like a voiceover and, displaying and all that.
But
But
now
now it's pure content. Some of them dance just to promote their movies and all that. And that's
thank you. Yes. So now they've taken the advertisement from billboards, from voiceover on TV channels to go on social, because they know that many of their people are on social media. How many people are watching AIT, STV? How many of you are watching these TV channels? If you are, just raise your hand up.
Is it now or before? No longer now.
Now. I remember watching AIT. You're watching
I remember.
channels. You're watching STV. You're watching NTA, Galaxy,
Do they
OGTV.
still exist?
Yeah, they still exist. That's the thing. They still exist. They still exist. But many of us, the Gen Zs, the millennials, we are no more on those things. We can get the news on YouTube. Even these people, they've gone to YouTube, so you can really get the news you want to there on YouTube. You can get the news on Pulse Nigeria, social medias. So movie producers now realize that people are no more, so they can't keep wasting money on TV adverts, billboards. How many billboards are in some other areas? How many billboards is in your area? Let's start from there. Most of the billboards that you see are more in the on the island, busy areas. That's in like the expressway. So if you're not on the express, are you going to see the adverts? Let's talk now. Are you going to see the adverts?
Not at all.
Aha. So they have realized that their target audience are on the social media.
Yeah.
So anything that they will do to get your attention, whether it's through dancing, whether it's through skits, whatever is funny, just to get your attention to listen, and afterwards you now realize that it is film that they are advertising, or like AY that was crying on Sunday that is club lost, Arsenal lost, and he now used that to advertise this what they call it, to advertise the stand-up comedy that is having on Easter Sunday. So marketing has changed. So you need to understand the dynamics of where your audience are, and take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to use something that we can relate, so we can understand promotion and all of that. Okay, so let's move on. So we have discussed the product, right? We're looking at the goods, can be physical, tangible, can be stored or shipped, smartphone, cars, and other services or ideas. Okay. Looking at price. So let's just stay a little here. Okay. So price is the only element of the marketing mix that generates revenue. True or false?
True.
Good. So you can see that it's very, very important. Very, very important. The way you put your price, is one of the most sensitive decisions in business. You have to be very, very careful. Don't go and overprice things. I don't go and underprice your product. Balance there has to be a balance. Okay. Why does price matter? It affects demand. Okay. Higher price equals to fewer buyers. Lower price equals to more buyers. But some people, because of the people that are targeted, they don't care. Okay. They're only like, okay, in a month, it's only 2 people, and that 2 people is enough to carry on into the next month. Why some people, they care about a lot of people. So they have to show that their price is on the balanced scale. 2, it drives profitability. Okay. If pricing is wrong, you either lose customers or lose money. So you have to be careful. In as much as you want to make your product affordable, that people can get it, first of all, do your cost analysis. What is the cost? Both operational cost, technology cost, every cost that is going to go into that versus what the people will be paying for. Does it commemorate? Are you going to be running at a loss, or you're just there, or you're going to get at least, if it is even 5% profits? So again, you have to do your cost analysis in order to drive profitability. The next one is signals market position. Okay, high price equals to premium perception. So sometimes I remember some people saying, telling me that, oh, maybe because at the time we're just discussing and we're trying to analyze, our revenue, the way revenue is coming and all of that, and one of my team was saying, maybe because our prices are affordable, people I think it's just cheap, it is not quality compared to our competitors. Okay, so some people might have that perception that because it is affordable, maybe it's not quality enough. Because why is this? If, for example, now if A is selling his own the same products, nothing, there's no difference, right? But the competitor A is selling his own at, let's say, $500, and you are selling your own at $100. They will think that you are using, inferior quality materials. That's why your own is cheap. So you have to be very, very careful that even when you're trying to make your stuff affordable, you have to position it in a way that will not make the product or the branding cheap. Okay. Next one is shapes brand image. Customers often judge quality based on price, and that's the truth. We've I've experienced this in an organization at work. Yeah, because our stuff are affordable, they think it's not quality enough. But when we now say, take a trial, just go by taking our free foundation and tell me if the foundation, which is free, is as quality as this now, imagine what the paid version is going to look like. So we use our free courses as a bait for people to test the product, so that when they test, they're not like, even this thing that is free, it should not be free. It was intentional. It's very, very intentional. So you have to understand that customers often judge quality based on price. So if a luxury bag is too cheap, people will doubt its authenticity. So if I see a Gucci bag that is cheap, knowing that the actual price is more than that, I will say, oh, it's not fake now. It's not Abba market. Abba. Okay, so excuse me. We have to be very, 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 very careful when we are, including the price. We are infusing the element of pricing to our product. You have to take everything into consideration: the perception of your customers, what price is your brand selling, and don't let it be too far from what they are selling. Okay. So we need to understand that pricing is not just a number; it communicates value. Okay. Pricing is not just a number; it communicates value, right? And also understand that underpricing Underpricing can be just as dangerous as overpricing. Like I said, there has to be a balance. Okay, don't underprice your product because it can be very dangerous. And when you overprice too, it can also be dangerous. So you have to find a balance that equals to the quality of the value that you are delivering. Okay, so let's move on. Place distribution, right? This refers to channels that make products available to your customers. So it could be through retail stores, like physical outlets, like supermarket, department stores, and like that, or online or e-commerce, like Jumia, like Temu, distribution centers, warehouse where you can. So for if you are a distributor now, maybe you want to do your business in a large scale now, if you can set up. If you go to a warehouse, you will see, a warehouse where you can receive store and dispatch goods or retailers. Sometimes here in Canada, when we want to get something cheap, we go to warehouse, we don't go to the retail, because we are going to get it cheaper because they have a lot of it there. So it's cheaper than going to a retail shop. So some people have noticed that, okay, that could work for their business. Okay. There's direct delivery. Okay. There are wholesalers who sell wholesale, right? They are the intermediaries between retailers and the distributors. Okay. And there's omni channel, like seamless integration of physical and digital channels for one experience, meaning that you can either come to their online store or go to their walk-in store, right? I remember there's a lady that I used to buy my skincare from back in Lagos. She had an online store, so you can order online and then pick up from the walk-in store, or go to the walk-in store, buy and take your product and go back home. So some people are like that. They operate an omni channel. So that's for distribution. Let's move on. Promotion. Let's stay here for a bit. Okay. So promotion is all about communication activities used to inform, persuade, and remind your target audience about a product. That way you're building awareness and also driving purchase. Okay. So looking at advertising, talk about paid mass media communication. It can be through the TV, the radio, digital banner, social media ads. Some people still use radio because of the target audience that they have. Some people to date still listen to radio, either while they are driving or at home. Okay. Sales promotion, short-term incentives. For example, now some people take advantage of what do you call it, Q2 or Q1 sales, something like that. Right? They take advantage of some festive period, the Christmas, the Easter sale. Some people do Easter sale, right? Here they do like spring sale, so something like that. So you take advantage of some seasons, right, to do short-term incentives to stimulate purchase. Public relations, personal selling, direct one-to-one. Okay, engaging prospects through when you go for events, through networking. So, oh, hi, my name is Bukola. I work with SMBP. This is what we do. Blah 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 blah. Then oh, we can train you. We can do box. Like that. So that's like personal what selling. And there's digital and social media. This is where the content marketing comes in. This is where the influencers comes in. The email, the SEO for your website. All of these are what fast growing promotional tools for your product. So you can leverage any of these. Again, it depends on your product, the target audience. Okay, the geography, demography where they are. Okay, so the next we're going to be at the buyer behavior. Okay, the buyer behavior. So quickly, when you hear, what do you understand by buyer behavior? Can somebody help me out? What is your understanding of the buyer behavior? And don't read what's on my screen. I want your own words. Anyone? Nobody is talking. Okay. Can somebody read what's on my screen? Let's go that route. Anyone? Please, can you still hear me? It's like everybody has gone silent.
Yeah, we can hear you, ma.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the reaction. Response. Also, please, can somebody read what's on the screen? What is buyer behavior?
Buyer behavior is the study of how, when, why, and where individuals or organizations make purchase decisions and what influences those decisions.
Thank you. Buyer behavior is the study of how, when, why, and where individuals or organizations make purchase decisions and what influences those decisions. And we're going to quickly looking at we're going to quickly look at the 5-stage buyer decision process. Okay, the first stage is problem recognition. Buyers realizes a need. Sorry, customer realizes a need. Problem recognition. There is a need. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. There is a need. So, for example, you can say, "Oh, my phone is slow," right? Or a lot of the features are already disappearing, meaning that they're not working because maybe it's outdated already. That's a problem. I've identified a problem. So the next thing is to do what? Go and search for a phone that I like, right? Or let's take another example now. What problem can we identify? Someone should give me an example now. Help me out here. Let's help ourselves out. I've used one example. Another person should give me another example so I can know that we don't understand. Anyone? Don't go silent on me now. We're talking about problem recognition. I said under this, it's about when a customer realizes a need. So I said, give an example of a need realization. One need, and I give an example. My phone is slow, or it's already adopted. I just need to get a new phone. It could be that your bed, the bed that is sleeping, one side has giving up, right? It's not more balanced, so it's giving you back pain. That is a what? You recognize a problem. Okay. Now next one is what? Information search. You start looking for options. Sometimes you go to Google to get a review. If it's a phone now, you go to this. Oh, let me go and check the review of this phone now. What are people saying about this phone? So if there are good reviews, it informs your decision, right? If there are bad reviews, you move away. You could ask friends who are using similar phones as you intend to get and ask, "Oh, how is this product? Is it okay? Should I get it?" And they can say, "Yeah, this problem, but if you can manage it, it's fine." Or, "Oh, it's fantastic. I've using it for years. It's great. It's very durable. Blah blah blah. It's reliable and all of that." So you do your information search. Or let me even ask: do any of us do this number 2, stage 2? I know you have done stage 2 before. Has anybody ever done, or you move from problem recognition to buying? Are we together?
I've done it too. Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, done phase 2. Okay. So you try to do well to look for Google reviews or ask friends about it. Then you move to evaluate
Mm,
alternatives.
mm,
You start comparing brands because you're looking at your pocket, your budget.
exactly.
And you start evaluating alternatives that, okay, what's the alternative to this brand? I can't afford the Apple Watch. Maybe I should go and get Orion, or I should go and get another product. I don't know whichever one. You understand? So you start comparing and see, okay, which one fits, the budget that you have. Okay. then you now choose to what? Buy. You make a choice and then buy. So if it's something that meets your expectation, it's affordable, it has good reviews, it's within your budget, then you go ahead and what? And buy it. Okay? And once you make a decision to buy, after buying, you now, do some reflection. Was it worth it? Will I buy it again? The price at which I bought this thing, was it worth it? Okay? And the question that will I buy again? So there is the post-purchase evaluation that most of us do. Is that right or wrong? Many of us have not done 5 before. If you've not done 5 before, let me know. When you get the product, you don't evaluate it that okay, this product is good, is worth it. Hmm? Has anybody done stage 5 before? Or you have not done stage
Yes,
5 before? Let me see.
I did stage 5 recently, actually, when
Aha.
I was considering buying the alternative, the network, the data network provider I was trying to get recently. I just got recently. So I think I'll
Aha.
continue it. So after I bought, I
You see?
evaluated and I just realized that I can stick to it and it works fine for me here.
So did you get that now? So unconsciously we do this. Okay. Even myself, I think I also have an example. I think I at some point when I think it was during my anniversary, yeah, my wedding anniversary, and so we went out. I was just trying to see okay, what place can we eat and something. We just And we now saw one Italian, restaurant. What they said is pasta. It's pasta. So this is their pasta. Even the name said was scary. So I was looking for that place, but I didn't want to eat Nigerian thing. I wanted to eat something different. So I told my husband, let's go back to that Italian shop, right? Let's even try it. You get? We should tried it, and it blew our minds. Like the pasta was something else. The bolognese that they used to talk about in Nigeria. This was a different bolognese, like on another level. And I said, yeah, we're coming here. Oh. But it's not cheap, okay? But I said, at least when I can afford it, I will go there and enjoy my life. Why? Because it was good, it was really tasty. And I said, I'm gonna what? I'm gonna get it again. So we all make unconscious. So these are the process, these are the stage that goes into a buyer decision, a buyer behavior decision, right? From recognizing the need to making research on okay, what is good, what are people saying about these, right? To evaluating alternative in case you get what falls within your budget, and then making a decision to buy, and then evaluate if what you bought was worth it, and something that you want to get again. So marketing must influence every stage. Okay, marketing must influence every stage, not just the purchase. Okay, so let's move on. Now let's look at the psychological factors. Internal psychological states shape how customers perceive, process, and respond to marketing messages and products. Internal psychological states shape how customers perceive, number one, process, number two, and respond to marketing um, messages or products. Okay. So let's look at motivation. Okay. Why someone wants to buy something. Okay. Why someone wants something. Okay. Why do you want this? Why is this customer wants this? Okay. So sometimes the motivation could be hunger. I'm hungry. The next thing that comes to your mind is what? Either you cook or you buy food. Is it not so? I need response. Is it not so?
It is.
There's only one person that is answering. There's only one person that is in this class. Eh? I need more responses, so please let's engage, okay? Let's engage. You know, if I don't engage with people, will say that my class is boring. So please don't also make me feel alone, please. Let's engage, okay? Thank you. It makes me know that my class is interesting. Or I'm speaking to
So,
people.
ma'am, I would suggest you also call people's names.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'll do that then. I'll do that. Thank you. Okay. Mercy, I said I should call your name. So if I call your name, you must answer. Thank you. Okay. So I said that one of the most example of motivation could be hunger. Okay, which requires you to purchase the food. You don't have access to cooking. Another one could be status. Okay, luxury food. Sorry, luxury goods. Want people to know that, oh, you love luxury things. So that could be a motivation. Why some people could be, they want to keep, growing, growing higher in their career. So they keep, learning, right? They keep expanding their knowledge like that, right? So the motivation to, have uh, uh, what do you call it now? A progressive career growth, right? Influence them towards to either pay for a training or buy a course. Okay, now let's move to the next one: perception. How people interpret information. Okay, it's very important. It's part of the internal psychology. Okay, how people interpret information, what you're marketing, the perception that they are getting. Sometimes when two people are saying the same thing, but they can think differently. Do you understand? Two people can see the same ad, but think differently. The way I will see this ad now can be different from the way Messi or Adebayo will see that same ad. Because why? We have different perception to things. If you're a married person here, you understand with me that, your husband might have a way, as a perception of things, and you two have your own way of thinking. So not two people can be the same. Okay? So that's one thing you need to take into consideration. Next is attitude. Okay? Feelings about product. What are the feelings? It could be positive feelings, it could be negative, feelings towards a product. And once that attitude has been formed, it's difficult to change. Very difficult. So as a marketer or someone who is working in the marketing department, or you intend to work in the marketing department, or you intend to have a product in the future, or you're developing a product at the moment, you must aim to shape early so that the kind of perception that you will give to your people would be good. Let me give you a real life experience. So currently we're developing a product that speaks to the Canadian compliance industry here. Okay, though it's a global compliance, right? Has to do with cybersecurity. We're trying to target it for the Canada businesses here. Our first phase of testing the product is not, we're not going to test it here, because in Canada where I am, once they have a perception about your product, it sticks. Anything you say again, sorry, I'm using Yoruba, it is finished. You cannot change their mindset. But you were going to ask me, how did I know? It's because I did my research. I kept asking questions, right? I did a lot of focused group research. I did a lot of asking questions. So you can't afford. So what we intend to do right now is that product, now the first version, the V1 of the product, of the software, we want to test it first in Nigeria. Because it's a global framework. It's not like it's for Canada. No. It's GDPR. It's NIST, sorry, it's NIST CSF, that's cyber security. So it's a global cyber security framework. So it's okay, let us test this first in Nigeria, at least with our friends and family in in the industry, not like friends and family at home. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So tell us, okay, how this thing, so that we'll refine and refine. Then is the best version or the quarter to the best version what we are going to now deploy and test here. So, because perception, attitude is very key. Once they have a particular perception about the product, that's it. You can't. It's very hard to change them. Okay. Then the next one is learning. Past experiences shape future behavior. And what do I mean here? Good experiences equals to what? Repeat purchase. Bad experience equals to what? Avoidance. So once they have bad experience with you, they just avoid you completely, or we just leave you, no hassle. But good experience will what make me want to come back. See what Adebayo said. Said that she has evaluated the internet that she bought, and she thinks that she will keep what? Subscribing. So she has become, a customer, a repetitive customer for that internet provider because of the perception that she has about the product. And sometimes, once the people have had bad experiences, they can never come back unless God just help them. But again, it's human beings. They're difficult to change. So you need to understand that marketing is not just about facts. It's about how customers feel and interpret those facts. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at global influences on buying. Customers are social beings. Oh, yes. All of us are social beings. The people around us, us profoundly influence what they buy, how much they spend, and what brand they trust. Why do you think businesses are using influencers? Why do you think they use celebrities who have become influencers or social media content creators as influencers? It's because they have some form of influence of the people that watch them. People that watch them respect what they are saying. They are able to influence your decision. They have that power. The kind of power that human beings have. It's not how you portray yourself. Oh. The kind of power that you have to influence a decision. Let's even bring it home. The kind of power that your parents have to influence your decision. I'm sure those who are, all of us here, grew up with African parents. Tell me how it is growing up with them. I remember when I was growing up, I didn't know how to go to parties. I'm just telling them, not telling them for telling them say, because I know that the answer is going to be N-O. No. That jollof fries that you want to eat there, you eat it here. So they influence our decisions. A mother has the power, or a parent has the power to influence the decision on a child. A teacher or a trainer has the influence to influence the students. So it's like that. A manager has the power to influence his team members. So it could be your family, it could be your friends or peers, it could be your social groups, it could be the social media. But we are all social beings, and we tilt towards anything that we can socialize with, or we are comfortable, a social network that we are comfortable with. Okay. Cultural influences on buying. Yeah. Beliefs, values. Some people, because of where they are from, there are certain things that they cannot just do. There are certain food they cannot just eat because of where they are from. Sorry, excuse me. In some parts of our Nigeria, or I don't know if I know I have other people here from other countries, but promise if I'm using Nigeria because I'm used to Nigeria. Some people eat pig. That's pork from, sorry, not pig. Some people eat pork from pigs, right? Some people don't because of the culture where they're from. Do you understand? Some people don't eat anything draw, like of okra soup or ogbono, because of the culture. So there are cultural influences on some things when you're buying. It could be your belief, your values, your traditions, your customs, customer preferences, subcultures. One way or the other, subconsciously, our culture influences our buying decisions. Okay, so you, as someone who is developing a product, you have to also take that into what considerations, that there are cultural influences. Some people will not get anything because of the culture. So you can never be like, twist the marketing. It's entering here and coming out of here. It doesn't appeal to them because of what? Their culture, where they are from. Okay. Now there are personal factors. And here we're talking about individual characteristics, make each buyer unique. The same product can be irrelevant to one person and essential to another. Looking at age, okay, the needs and preference evolve across life stages. What a teenager would like will be different from a young adult, will be different from parents or retirees. It's different. Income also, okay, disposable income determines what customers can afford and shape willingness to pay premium prices. The person likes it to be, but the person cannot afford it, so they can't get it. Okay. Occupation, job type affects buying. A CEO buys different clothing, tools, and services than a factory worker. Factory worker, they don't need to buy plenty clothes now, right? Because once you get into the factory, it's going to wear the company overall, or yeah, to get the factory clothes. It's not going to be wearing. Some people even change what they even some people that work in restaurants, they're going to wear their clothes from their house to the restaurant or whatever where they're working. They go change to the uniform, right? So they're during work, and when they are going, but they wear their clothes. So they are not buying clothes. They don't need to buy plenty clothes for them. But a CEO or somebody who is client facing, who needs to go and talk to clients and all that, you have to buy nice dress, shoes. You have to keep making your hair so that you can look good. So you have to sometimes learn how to, for ladies, right? Maybe you want to learn how to do your makeup because you can't be spending money on everyday makeup just to look the part. So like I said, these are the things that influences this buying decisions. And lifestyle activities. Some people, because they love to they love sport activities, they have to spend money on gym wears, sneakers for running shoes, all of those kind of things. They spend money on treadmill for those that don't want to go to the gym, or all these lifting things. You understand what I'm trying to say? So okay, your lifestyle, your hobbies. The reason why some people will subscribe for Netflix because they like watching movies. Me, I love watching movies. It's my way of relaxing. So I can't go without not doing Netflix. Because that's the way I relax from hustle and bustle. Okay. Some people, it could be books. They like to read. Maybe it may not be educational books, might be novels. They spend their money on them. So, like I said, personal factors influences your buying decisions. Okay. Let's move on. So that's the end of the buyer behavioral segment, and we're now going to the market segmentation. Are we still together?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope I'm not rushing too much. Just trying to work with time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me. So what is market segmentation? Market segmentation speaks to how we divide a large, diverse market into smaller groups of customers who share similar characteristics, needs, or behaviors, enabling more targeted or effective marketing. Market segmentation, the word segmentation is very clear. You're segmenting a large, group of something into smaller uh, group. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to be looking at 4 factors here. The first one is better target. Okay, now, so let's look at the first one, better targets. So here, what do we do here? Better targeting. So instead of wasting resources on everyone, remember when we're talking about target customers. So we have the mass market, we have the niche, we have the segment market, and we also have the local or micro um, targets. Okay, so when it comes to market segmentation, you have to ensure that you target well. Okay, don't waste your resources on everyone. Focus on the people that will actually buy your goods. It could be the industry, it could be individuals, it could be the age, it could be the demographic where they are, it could be where the location where they are situated. So you must ensure that you focus your resources on people most likely to buy. Moving on, the second one is stronger positioning. Here, you need to tailor your message. Okay? What works for students won't work for executives. What works for teenagers won't work for young adults. What works for parents won't work for single people, or married people won't work for single people. So you need to, what works for different demographics or different people in the different phase of life. So you need to tailor your message, to reach your target audience. So your positioning is very, very key when you're segmenting your market. Your positioning is very, very key when you're positioning your product or your services that you're offering. Number 3, higher efficiency. You need to learn to reduce waste by not marketing to people who don't need the products. Less waste, better return on investment. Remember that resources are going into the marketing. Money, people, time, efforts. I don't want to waste all of that on the wrong people, right? So ensure that you really understand the people that will really, 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 really buy your product, because it's not everyone your product is made for. Okay, and the last one is competitive advantage. You can dominate a niche others ignore. Okay, for example, if everybody in a particular product, I've been targeting, um, let's say young adults between the age of 25 to 35. You can decide that you want to target from 45 to 60, right? Or you want to target the younger ones, meaning, from 13 to 18, right? Or you don't want to target professionals, just want to target final year students. Those people, maybe they are 400 or 500 level. Again, like I said, what is the competitive advantage that you have? You want to dominate a niche, others ignore. So in market segmentation, you need to understand that mass marketing is expensive and often ineffective if you don't have the resources to boost it. Now, let me give you an example so that it can be very relatable. How many of you know cowbell maker? Cowbell. The millennials will know cowbell. The Gen Zs might not know cowbell. So now there's an advert. There's cowbell milk. There's peak milk. Peak milk is still here. I don't know if there's still cowbell milk. I don't know. But there's still peak milk, right? Now, I remember when I was younger, we used to hear about something like, I may not say the way they used to say, but it would bring those who are familiar with it. Cowbell, milk put down for put down for food, cowbell, put down for fridge, cowbell, put down for camel, something like that. You understand? That advertisement is saying you don't have to put it in the fridge. Do you get? Put that for your table, put that for your this thing. That's the powder milk. Do you understand? It can you put it inside your camel. You don't so that trying to target those who might not have fridge in their houses. That is, they're not looking for the elite people. They're looking for the average, regular people who might not afford fridge or freezer to be able to store milk so it doesn't get spoiled. So they had the powdered milk in small, big sizes. So their ads, resonated with their target audience. Now pick milk. Pick the speed. And I'm sure many know that. And you and I've forgotten the song. But I remember that advertisement, right? That song was tilting towards the elite, those who were, rich, right? Because that was the way the advertisement means, who had dining table in their houses, they put the liquid milk, it was in the fridge, fridge, and they, put it all around the food. And they started with liquid before they went into powder. Do you get? So that time, well, not now. That time. And it was those who had fridge in their houses that could buy it. Mostly the rich then. You understand? With that, our parents could not afford fridge. It was cowbell that we were buying, or mixy that time. So you need to understand that it's expensive. So if you want to start the market, you have to do a lot of things, right? So you have to be very specific to the target market. You have to narrow your product to your target market. Ensure that you pour your resources to get to them. Okay. Precision beats volume. Precision beats volume. Okay. Before I move to the next listen, I want to ask a question. Why do you think small businesses often succeed by targeting a niche instead of everyone? Who can help us out here? Why do you think small businesses often succeed by targeting a niche instead of everyone? Anyone? Let me go with Mercy's advice that says I should call out people. Let me go and look for something. Okay, let's see. Who do I call? Ojo Adiola. I see Ojo Adiola on the call. Mustafa says, please, I would like to hear from you.
Good
Steven,
morning.
I'd like to hear from you. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just joined like 15 minutes ago because I was a bit busy. So I just joined and I can't really answer that question until I go through the recording and the class recording. Then I think I'll be able to
Oh,
answer more clearly. Thank you.
okay. That's fine. Thank you. Emmanuel, Mustafa, John, Steven, who is Techno KMS? I see Techno KMS. Bolariwa, yeah. Richmond, okay.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay. For me, small businesses succeed because most times they tend to serve a specific audience. The business is small; they can't focus more on a larger audience, so they minimize their focus on just some specific set of people. So, and they constantly serve those people. So most times they suck. Like now, for instance, someone who is selling, let's say, food. It's a small business. He noticed there's a construction going on beside where she makes the food. So she goes there every day serving those people. So they have their own specific audience. They don't focus generally on everybody. So most times they succeed. So that's my
Thank
input.
you. Thank you, Stephen. Yes. So they realize that, oh, this particular, there's a need here. So they can do, they can create a problem that will solve the needs, right? And you use an example of food, right? Imagine someone has a shop and you know that, okay, there's a construction going on. Know that, okay, the bricklayer are going to eat, the surveyors or the supervisors or whatever who are bidding there, they're going to eat. They're going to take break and come and think. So is it that she's selling like food, like rice or beans, or she's selling snacks, Pepsi with bread or donuts, something that know that, okay, it's a quick fix for them to have a meal, right? Even using same food example, some people they only sell very early in the morning. You can't see them during the like from 9, then from like 10 down to this thing. You can't see them. The hours of selling is between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. because believe that's when people are going to work, or even 4 to 6 a.m. or 7, right? Some people have stood up very early to go to work, so they're just going to get food in a nylon or in a plate, and they're on their way to work. So that is their own time. So they've already targeted that that's their own niche market. So they're not trying to struggle with who are going to sell in the day. No, some people they only sell in the night. They come out once it's 6 p.m. So that's why some of these small businesses they succeed because they target a niche, not what everyone. So now let's look at the 4 types of marketing, types of market segmentation. There are 4 main ways to segment a market. Think of them as 4 lenses. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and the first one is demography, who they are. Remember, we discussed that when we were discussing buyer behavior. Okay, demography, looking at the age, the gender. Oh, excuse me. Some people they're not targeting male. They don't sell female wears. It's just male wears, male things, either clothes or shoes. And some people is female. Okay, anything that speaks to female, that's what they are into. Some is income, education, occupation. So you can segment your market according to what the demography of your customers, right? So it's very easy. These are the demography is the easiest to measure and most commonly used, right? And I give an example of baby products. So baby products are for who? Parents. Luxury cars are for high income earners. Now let's go to geography. The first one is what? The demography that speaks to the age, education, occupation, and all of that. Then let's look at the geography. That's location, where they are. The demo was talking to what? Who they are. The geo is talking to where they are. Where are they located? What country? Nigeria, Ghana. Is it African countries? Is it East Africa? Is it North Africa? Is it West Africa? Is it South Africa? Is it North America? Is it Asian? Is it Europe? We're looking at the countries, the regions, the city, the climate. Winter jackets will never sell in Nigeria because of the climate, but it's going to sell here. So if you make a winter jacket in Nigeria, has puff, 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 puff. Sometimes, when you see some people that wear puff, puff jackets, and you're like, what happened? In Nigeria, inside is it. I think the person is wearing it. Okay. So sometimes the climate determines the type of thing. So in Nigeria now, because of the heat, you have to make things that are light, not thick. Yeah, sometimes you need thick clothes, but most times light clothes that hair can easily pass through will not be sweating from inside. Okay, so this is the geography that we're talking about. Okay, so customer needs differ again by location. I can make the example like the winter jackets, versus the tropical countries like ours. Now we also look at the third one is what? The psychographic psychographic, meaning how they think. It has to do with their psychology, their mindset, how they think. So it could relate to their lifestyle, based on their values, like we discussed before, their personality and interest. And and this particular um, type, that's the psychological part, is the deeper side, because this explains why people buy. It speaks to their perception, to their feelings, right? Fitness brands, for example, fitness brands target health conscious individuals, right? They're not going to target someone that's not health conscious. Not can you see hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Because I changed my F4, that's why I wanted to just confirm. Right? So that has to be the psychology. Now moving on to behavior, which is the last one. Okay, what they do, the buying frequency, how frequent they buy, how loyal they are to you, how they use your products or services, and the benefits they are after. So this type is one of the most powerful type because it is based on actual actions, not assumptions. Actual action, meaning that they've gotten that product. Do you understand? They've gotten it, they tested it, and they use it frequently, they buy more often, they're loyal to your product, and they keep getting the benefits that they get from you because that's the value that you give to them. So this is very, 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 very important. So one thing you need to understand is that the best marketing strategies combine multiple segmentation types. So you cannot just deal with one. Don't say because I said, oh, there are 4 types, you cannot just pick one. No. Sometimes you might want to mix the 4, or you might want to mix the demography with the geography, or the geography with the psychology, or the psychology with the last sorry, excuse me, with the behavioral. Okay, so you might want to mix, combine some of these types together. Another thing I want to mention is demographics tells you who the customer is, because you need to know who they are. In marketing terms, you also say it as buyer personnel. So a buyer personnel is when what can I use to relate with now? When you are designing, a doll, you want a doll to have hair, pink eyes, red lips, things like that, right? So your buyer persona, you are saying, oh, this is the name of the person, is a male, age maybe 45, works in days, is married, you're just creating a personality, that reflects your target audience. Do you understand? That reflects your target audience, right? So that's what demographic speaks to. Why psychographics tells you why they buy, speaks to their perception, speaks to their feelings or attitudes, as we call it. Okay. So for instance, let's take Netflix for example. How do you think they segment their users? Is it behavior, preference, or viewing habits? How do you think they segment their users? Anyone that wants to help us out here?
I think psychological.
Psychological, how they perceive things. Okay.
See, yeah, maybe factored.
So I didn't get that, Emmanuel.
I was saying psychographic factor may play a role for Netflix.
Okay. Yes. Psychological
Sorry,
may
ma'am,
play a
can
role
you
for
come again with that
Netflix.
question?
I said taking Netflix as an example now. How do you think they segment their users, right? Is it in terms of do they use the behaviors, the preference, right, or the viewing habits? That is their lifestyle. Hello. Okay, so let me give you an example. Now, let's visit what movies.
Sorry, Ma, can you please go back to the last slide?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay. I think it's behavior.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's behavior.
The behavior. Okay. That's one. Any other person? Okay. So yes, behavior, yes, speaks to it, but most importantly has to do with the psychographic, right? Because now Netflix has different movies. Some people they like action movies, thrillers. So what Netflix will do now, once they see that okay, you often watch action thrillers, what you're going to see more often are action thriller movies. Okay, some people is anime or cartoons, right? Maybe for children or something. So they have the kids version. So if you use Netflix, you know they have the kids version which speaks to kids everything. But even with under that kids now, depending on what the child is watching, they bring similar things like that to influence the decision of the child or the person to watch other similar, cartoons or action thrillers or romance movies, whatever niche that you listen. So that speaks to their interests. So Netflix sort of, segment their users according to their interests, also according to the age. Yes, that's why if you see in Netflix, they have the kids the kids the kids portal inside the Netflix, right? Just so that okay, kids, you can have your own type of thing there. Okay, so these are how that is how Netflix segments their own user, and even country also. Yeah, geography, right? Geography, because as a Nigerian, you want to watch Nigerian things, right? So sometimes they bring Nigerian movies to you because of your IP address, as your location. If I'm in, for example, now let's say I'm in India, for example, now, unless I'm watching Nigerian things in India, they're not going to bring Nigerian things to me at the first glance. What they'll show to me is more of India because of the country where I am. Do you understand? So we need to understand. So these are the ways that they segment their user. You can see they use a combination of things, not just one. Okay. So let's move on. We've already discussed this, the demographic segmentation, all of that. The geography, the psychography, and the behavioral, where they are. So for example, McDonald's adapt menus by country. Okay. You can say McAloo Tiki in Nigeria, McFries in Asia. And they did not come to Nigeria because we're not a burger type people. You understand? So now that they're not in Nigeria, but they're in other countries, right? There's also the psychographic, how they think. The Red Bull targets, thrill seekers and high energy lifestyles, not just drinkers, right? And behavioral, Starbucks rewards program targets every users with royalty point and personalized offer. That is those who frequently buy from them. So they have reward programs, for their heavy users. Okay, so that's that for market segmentation. Now let's move to product development. What does product development mean to you? Okay, to run faster. So what is a product? A product is any offering, physical, digital, or experiential that satisfies a customer needs or wants, and for which customers are willing to exchange value. Okay, it's any product. It could be physical. It could be a physical product. It could be a digital product. It could be an experiential product that satisfies a customer needs or wants, and for which customers are willing to exchange value for. And you can see the first one is core products. Here you're looking at the fundamental benefits. What is the customer really buying? Buying a car equals to buying mobility, not just metals or wheels. Number two, actual products. That is the physical item or service, right? Here we're looking at the design, the features, the quality, the brand name, the packaging that that deliver the core benefits. As we mentioned, the first one, the core product is looking at the fundamental benefits. Okay, the reason why I'm buying a car is because what is behind that buying a car is for mobility, not just the metal, the wheels running. Okay, the actual product now is not the car, the design. Oh, I like red cars. I like Jeep. It has on my back and all of those things. The packaging, the way just how the design of the product looks like, right? That deliver the core benefits. And we're looking at the augmented products, that is additional services and extras. This could be warranty, delivery, or after sales products, financing that enhance total value. Here in Canada, if you are buying something from Walmart, right? They'll tell you, do you want to get a warranty, a protection for this? Anything you're buying, be it a clothes, as long as no, it's not a clothes. Yeah, as long as it is no, it's not a clothes, sorry. As long as an appliance, right? Something like this, they'll ask you, do you want to buy a protection? Meaning that so that in case it gets spoiled, you don't have to pay. You just come and they will give you a new one because of the protection you've had over it, and they can help you repair it for free. So these are additional services or extras based on the product you're buying with them. Okay, so these are products, okay, that can be classified as types of products. You get my point? Okay, let's move on. Now let's look at the types of products. We have the customer product, and we have the business. So we have the consumer product and we have the business product. Now let's look at the first one, consumer product, purchased by individuals for personal use. Here you're looking at convenience, everyday items like bread, soap, petrol, what they use every day. Then we look at shopping. Okay, compared before buying. So you go for shopping now when you go to, for example, now which place I want to use? When you go to Ikeja Mall, when you go to a mall, whether it's Ikeja or Maryland Mall, right? Before you want to get into, first of all, be what we call window shopping. You're going from one store to another, just trying to compare prices, if they have what you need, and all of that to make your choice before buying. So that's shopping, right? Then you have specialty. That speaks to like premium, unique items such as luxury cars, designer bags, designer wristwatches, and all of that, etc. Then unsought, right? Not actively sought, such as insurance, funeral services, right? Funeral products, coffins, and all of those type of things. So these are unsought. They're not actively sought for. It's just when it is needed, okay? Or there is a compliance to it. For example, now when you buy a car, you must do an insurance. Not the premium ones, the third-party ones that they do with the driver license, driver papers, and all of that. Because police or FRSC will stop you, ask where is your insurance. They don't see the third-party insurance thing. You're in soup, right? But it's not a regular thing. Okay, it's because it has a purpose of why you're getting it. So that's consumer products. Now let's move to the business products. Raw materials. These are business purchase in business operations, right? We're looking at raw materials. It could be inputs informed into product like steel, cotton, wood, whatever it is, paper, whatever it is that would influence the production of the product. Okay. Now we also have equipment, heavy machineries, computers, vehicles used in operations. If I work in organizations, you must have computers in order to do your work. If you work in the manufacturing industry, in the factory, there was heavy machineries there. You do delivery, you need to have vehicles. These are the things that you need to get for your operations. Then you have supplies, office stationaries, biros, cleaners, printers, all of that, cleaning products, maintenance items. Then you also have business services, consulting, legal, accounting, IT. So some people use third services for this kind of things. We don't have them internally. Okay. So these are business products and these are consumer products, and they're all classified under types of products. Are we still together?
Yep, we are.
Okay. Now, let's look at the product development process. Developing a new a new product. Wait a minute. Doctor is really thank you. Okay, let's go.
Sorry,
So
ma'am.
developing thank you. So product development process. Let's look at there are six steps. But let's look at the definition first. Okay, so developing new product is risky and expensive. A structured process reduces failure rate by ensuring ideas are validated before full investment. Developing new products is risky and expensive. Okay, so you have to have a structured process to reduce failure rates by ensuring ideas are validated before full investment. We have, for my organization right now, we have some products that we have 0 persons buying them. Just because, okay, one customer asked for it, we thought that, oh, okay, because one customer asked for it, let's display it as part of our product, and then take it up, people will buy it. But people are not buying it. It's just there, in the on the website, having the time of its life. But it's not generating any revenue. But time has been spent, the time, effort, money, resources paid to be able to develop that product has been spent. But it's not giving us any ROI at all at the moment. And that's because we didn't really validate, before the full investment into it. We just thought because one person asked for it, we have other people ask for it, but that's not the case. So what we have decided is, even though we make it like a custom course, we're not going to display it, right? We pay for it. You're not going to just create it just because you asked for it. You pay us for us to be able to create that product. So it's really like a custom request, right? Then deliver it. But that would, because you asked, so now going to develop it, and you now change your mind. You would have wasted money and everything. We're not going to do that anymore. But that experience has given us a lesson for us to learn from. Okay, so let's look at the 6 development stages that we have. The first one is idea generation. Okay, where ideas come from. Okay, where ideas come from, and it could come from your customers. Okay, it could come from your employees, it could come from competitors. That's why you see, when someone starts something, if you're the first person to start that thing, be rest assured that somebody else is going to take that idea from you and then tweak it a little and create something from it. So ideas could come from your customers, maybe from their feedback or from their requests. Employees also, right, from their requests and feedback, and also from competitors. Okay. The second one is idea screening. So at this point, you need to filter out weak ideas. Okay, in order to save time and money. What is this? We need to differentiate what is a strong idea and what is a weak one. The next one is concept testing. Test ideas with customers before building. Oh, excuse me. You need to test your idea with customers before building it, right? To know, okay, if I do this one, how do you think is it going to be solving this problem? Would you buy it if it's this? It has these features. You're testing it. So based on their inputs, then you take that feedback to then start building your products. Okay. The fourth one is business analysis. You need to analyze your business, look at the cost. Like I said, if you remember in the beginning, say you need to look at the cost analysis. When we were talking about pricing, cost analysis is very, very important. So you need to look into that. The profit potential of the business. Okay. And also the market size. So you're looking at the costing, looking at the profit potential when you're analyzing your business, right? This business, am I able to get profit after all expenses? And what is the market size for this business or this idea or this product that I'm building? So that what goes into your product. Sorry, that's what goes into your business analysis. The fifth one is prototype and testing. Okay, you build and test a sample product. If you recall, I mentioned that there's a software that we're building, and the V1 is going to be outsourced. So we want to test the sample. It's a sample. We want to test it with the market with a focused group first. Okay, just to see if it actually meets expectation or is solving anything, so that we can go back, and iterate the product based on the feedback that we get. So it's better to do a prototype, right? And also want to test your product. And the last one is market launch. So after all of this, okay, then you launch into the market. For us in my organization right now, aside the software we're building, the other product that we have at hand, before we roll it out to the public, we get our partners to test it by taking a course, telling us, okay, what worked well, what is not working. Is it simple to understand? Are there errors, and where is the exam easy, or is it very hard? Are there questions that are confusing? So these are the feedbacks that we accrue from our partners, right? So once we get all that, we iterate the product, do the final test touch to the product before we then do market launch. So here is where the full rollout happens. Okay, you're doing ads, you're using influencers, you're doing a billboard, whatever it is you're trying to use to market or to launch your product. Here is where the full fallout, happens. So you need to understand that the earlier you test your ideas, the lower your risk, because you don't want to pump money into building a product or service and there is no return on investment. That is too risky. Okay, because like I like to say, failure is expensive at launch, but cheap at idea stage. There's nothing that you're going to take from here. Remember this: failure is expensive at launch. Imagine you launch something and nobody is getting it, and you've pumped money, you've used resources, you've paid people have time and effort. That's too expensive. Okay, so but you want to feel, sorry, not you feel like you want whatever failure that will occur, you want it to happen at the idea stage, not at the launch stage. Okay, let's move on faster. Let's see this up quickly. So why develop new products? Okay, no product lasts forever. Companies that stop innovating eventually lose market share, relevance, and profitability to competitors who do. Okay, you need to keep innovating. You need to keep improving your products. And like I mentioned before, the reality is no product lasts forever. You have to keep innovating. If not, you become silent. Very silent. If you remember I asked, I said, is there still cowbell milk? Because I don't hear about them anymore. Okay, because when Adebayo said that, is there still STV? They still exist? Because do you understand? They're not innovated, so they are sort of backward, sort of, right? So you need to be very, innovation is very necessary. And some of the reasons why innovation is necessary, because changing customer needs, you need to keep meeting changing needs. Customer change evolves, preference evolves. So you have taste or technology, whatever it is, customer preferences evolve. So you have to evolve with their taste. Okay, competition, you have to stay competitive. Okay, because competitors are always improving, though. Don't think they're not improving. Okay, competitors are always improving, right? Next one is revenue growth. Revenue growth. New products create new income streams. You need to increase revenue. You need to add some other, things. For example, in organization, we added a new product what we call the EMS. That's exam management system, where trainers, or HR people who will give assessments, or issue assessment, they can leverage our platform to give what they call deliver structured assessments to their clients. So we're trying to that's a product that we just created, and we're going to be launching it very soon. And trainers, people, HRs who do assessments for their clients can use the platform to issue structured assessment to their people. They get certificates immediately. They can watch on the back end how it is. It can be custom for them. You have to, like I said, create new products to generate new income streams. Business expansion, enter new markets. Okay, enter new markets. You need to say, okay, what market is there now that is fresh, is green, that we can enter, we can take advantage of. Like I said, you need to keep thinking. You don't think because you're just develop that one product, or you're just market to that one person, or to that particular segment rather. That is all they have to use. There are other segments that need something, and people are not meeting their needs. So you can create that need. So you can create that product to meet those needs. Okay. So the thing here is, if you don't innovate, you become irrelevant, even as a person. If you don't improve yourself through knowledge, through mentorship, whatever it is, you become redundant. Okay. Companies don't fail because they do things, the wrong way. They fail because they're stuck evolving. So you need to evolve as a human being or as a business. Okay. You need to evolve. So let's move on. Okay, another segment, we're looking at the product life cycle rather. Almost time. Product life cycle. The product life cycle, every product passes through the 4 distinct stages, each requiring a different marketing strategy, investment level, and competitive approach. So let's look at the 4 products. Okay. All right. So you didn't say? Okay. Today. That's it. Sorry about that. She's woken up already. Okay, so like I said, there are 4 stages: the introduction, the growth, the maturity, and the decline. So let's quickly look at the product life cycle. Every product has a life, just like human being. Okay, the time when we're born, we go from baby to toddler, from toddlers to teenagers, from teenagers to young adults, from young adults to adults, then to older adults. Okay, so now, like I mentioned, there are 4 stages. The first one is introduction. Okay, here you launch the product. Okay, you launch the product. This is where the product is launched into the market for the first time. Okay, and in this stage, you are looking at here customers, low sales. Customers are not at this point. You might experience low sales, right? Because customers are not yet aware, or they are hesitant to get the product. Okay, they're still trying to gauge, okay, what's the value, what's the benefit here. Okay, also in this stage there will be high promotional costs, because you need to really promote your product, right? Get them to your target audience. Every marketing is happening in this stage in order to build awareness. Also, in this stage, there is little or no profits. The costs are high, but revenue is still low. I remember when we initially launched, our cost product then back in 2022. We launched in September. From September to December, zero revenue, like zero. 0.00000, and we pumped money to advertise with free. People were taking the free courses, but nobody was taking the. But what we did was that we did the free course, so we're able to get our customers and use that to upsell. Okay. Also in stage 1, there are what limited distribution. Okay, because you're just starting, you're just launching, to try to understand, how people perceive your products. Okay, sorry, excuse me. So what you want to do in this stage, in the introduction level, is that you want to, scheme your price. Okay, what price? Do we do high price? How do we target early adopters? How do we recover costs, quickly? I also doing, just understanding the pricing. Okay, you just start with the low price first, or a mid level, then do maybe discount, just to see how people perceive your product. Like I said, at this stage, the focus is not profit, but it's awareness and adoption. Okay, the second stage is the growth stage. This is where the product starts gaining acceptance. Okay, remember I said in 2022 we had 0 customers. Okay, sorry, 0 revenue, but we were able to we're able to accrue about I think about 250 people, because we had like about 10 free courses, no, 5 free courses, and a lot of people are just taking them. So we had customers, but we didn't have revenue, right? So now at the growth stage, this is where the product starts gaining acceptance. Okay, so one of the characteristics of this stage is rapidly increasing sales. Okay, more customers are now buying. Okay, there's small profits, not a lot. Okay, right? Not a lot. So the cost per unit decreases as volume increases, but it is not a lot. Okay, and at this stage, new competitors enter. Especially if you're the first person to have that go into such a product or service. Okay, now others start seeing opportunity and then join the market at this growth stage. Okay, it's also available in more places. New features are added, because you are now growing, people know you, people are accepting you, and all of that. And the growth stage, I would say, is the most exciting stage, but also most competitive, because right now money is coming in, you have more customers, your customer base has expanded, but this stage is also the most competitive. I remember in 2024, remember we started our product in 2022, 2023 started getting entrance, people started accepting us, 2024, we skyrocketed from 500 users to, about, I think, almost 10,000 users, right? Somebody wanted to, that was speaking with me, then was saying, "Oh, how can we partner together?" But they don't want our name to be on the product. Is their name? I said no, and we can do that. Trust me. The following year, 2025, the person has gotten accreditation. Person has started, but I don't know how the business is doing because I don't really see advertisement there on LinkedIn. But I also that the company no longer buy from us, but they were our partners. But they wanted to, turn the partnership to something else that I didn't agree to. So in 2025, I noticed that they're not buying from us. So I just went and I just saw something on LinkedIn. I went to research on them and I found out that, oh, they went to get their own accreditation, a different body from ours, and they're doing the same as. So I don't know how the business is doing right now, but you see, they are a competitor arose because they saw what we were doing. They said, this is making sense. People, this is a liquidity market ground for us to join. And they joined. So you need to know that this can be your most exciting stage, but you have to be very careful because it's also your most competitive street. So at this stage, you want to strengthen your brand, okay, and differentiate before competitors catch up. That's how it is, okay. Now let's go to the third stage, which is the maturity stage. This is the stage I would say is the expanded stage. This is where the market becomes more saturated. Okay. And one of the characteristics of this stage is most what they call it, potential customers already have the products. Okay, so for us now, we're not yet at the maturity stage. I don't want to believe I'm mature. I said the approach stage, right? So then let me use mine as an example, right? So this is the stage that is the sales peak or level of, right? So most potential customers already have the product, right? They don't need to what they call it now, think about it too much or something, right? You always come to get the product, they have the product, right? And also in this stage, there's intense competition. Many brands are fighting for the same customers. Okay, you can see Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Biggie, which other one is looking like it? Big Cola, many brands fighting for the same customers. But like I said, sometimes because you have been might be an advantage for you for those who are just coming up. The taste also, the originality, the quality of the product will also differentiate you from your customers, also from your competitors, right? Also in this stage, because you're trying to stay afloat in the market, there's reduced profit margin. Price war begin. I remember, is it during COVID 2020? I think it's Biggie, right? I think it's Biggie. That came with, I don't know, is it Biggie? I can't remember. And I know, but I think it's Biggie, right? That came and crashed the price for Pepsi. Oh my God. They couldn't compete with Coca-Cola, we know. But you see Pepsi, they competed with Pepsi and they crashed the price for Pepsi. Pepsi had to reduce their bottle. You had to just stay afloat because a lot of people went, Biggie was big bottle and very cheaper rate than Pepsi. So what Pepsi had to do was to reduce their bottle. So price war at the maturity stage, price war begins. So then your profit is what is affected. Also in this stage, there's product differentiation. Companies try to stand out. So one thing you need to realize in this stage is companies at this stage, survivor. You hear the word survivor. Survivor depends on differentiation and efficiency. At this stage, survivor what? Depends on differentiation and efficiency. And that's why Pepsi came up with long throat. Okay, they come up with long throats to bring the long bottles and all of that. So, anyways, I'm using this real company so that you can be able to understand the stages where they are. Okay, so in this stage, you need to ensure that you are improving your product, your rebranding or repositioning. You target new target new segments or also pump money into promotion. Now let's look at the last one, the decline stage. This stage, demand is falling. This is where a lot of companies folded up. okay, because the curve is like this. It goes, so when you start, I don't know if you can see me. So this is where the curve starts, the starting point, the growth, okay, right? The maturity. So this is the growth, this is the maturity. But when it's using decline, it then goes down. So what you want to do is that once you are here, you innovate, then go up. Try to ensure that it does not what come down. Okay, this is the final stage where demand starts falling. Okay, and why does decline happen? This could be as a result of new technology, changing customer preferences, better alternatives. Okay, so what you want to do in this stage is to modify the product. Remember, as I said before, it goes like this: you modify your product, you can change, you can introduce new products. You have if that particular product does not have a survivor trait, you can shut it down and then spring up a new product. Okay, because sometimes some products, if you try to revive it, it's just going to be a waste of money. So just kill it and then um raise another one, or you can modify the product if it still has survivor, it has the trait to survive in the market. Also reduce price. Okay, clear remaining stock. So you do what you call what's the word now? Sales. Do you get, because you're clearing stock, not as for new products to come in. So you can say that very reduced price, right? You can exit the market. What I said before, you can exit the market and then start again. Or you sell, transfer to another company, you merge with another company, right? Or you just sell or the brand, the new license, whatever it is. Just ensure that you don't want to just get phased out of the market. Okay. What you need to understand that smart businesses know when to let go and reinvest as well. Okay. I know of a company that started with a particular name. I don't want to mention it, but it started with a particular name. It's a fintech, but they got to a point where they just had to close that business, rebrand themselves, then start all over again, and they're doing well right now. Okay, so that's our full product, the full product life cycle that we have. Okay, start from introduction to growth to maturity and then back. Okay, so let's move on to the last segment for today. Pricing strategies. Okay. Pricing strategies. Okay. The pricing strategy. The pricing strategy is how a company decides what to charge, balancing production cost, customer value, perception, competitive pressure, and profit objectives. Okay. Number one, we're looking at cost base. Okay. Cover cost plus profits. Okay. Sorry. Because one thing you need to understand that pricing is one of the most powerful and risky decisions in business. Remember what I said? You don't want to underprice, and you don't also want to overprice, because when it comes to pricing, it directly affects your revenue, your profit, your customer perception, and also your market position. So you want to get this stage very right. Okay. So now let's look at cost. Okay. Cost based, psychological, that's to do with influence perception. Also looking at the promotional, okay, temporary reductions, looking at the value base, price equals to perceived benefit. Okay, how people perceive the value versus the cost of the product, right? So let's move on. So let's look at the factors affecting pricing. Number one is production cost. The price must cover fixed costs such as rent, salaries, and variable costs such as material, packaging to be viable. So you have to, before you put the price out, you have to, consider the production costs. Number 2 is customer demand elasticity. Okay, how much quantity changes when price changes determines pricing flexibility. What is the demand for this product? So because you know that, okay, this product you're going to get it in high volumes, you can now maybe have a reduced price. But if it's not something that people always demand for, you are putting the price at, come rain, come sunshine, you're not going to run at a loss. Competition also is a factor. What rivals charge set expectations. Undercutting wins volume, but may signal lower quality. So you have to be very, very, very careful. Okay, don't underprice too much. Let there be a balance. The next one is customer perception. Perceived value, no actual cost. This determines where customers are willing to pay. And lastly, strategic objectives. Okay, you need to understand that pricing decisions depend on whether the goal is market penetration, profit maximization, or survival. So these are the factors that affect pricing. So looking at the demand-based pricing. Okay, so I think I've discussed this. So like I said, this under cost-based pricing, this is selling price equals to the total cost per unit plus desired profit margin. Okay. Here you have the fixed cost, the variable cost, the markup, the break-even points. Okay. Then we have the demand-based pricing. This has to do with, okay, what are customers willing to pay, not on cost. Okay. Demand and perceived value determine the pricing ceiling. Okay, here you can have higher demand equals to higher price, lower demand equals to lower price. You also have price skimming, that is set initial high price, targeting early adopters, then reduce as demand broadens. Sometimes iPhone is very expensive at launch, but then the price reduces, afterwards. Also, we have the penetration pricing. You want to set a low entry price to capture the market, then increase. This is my company, this is how we started. We started with penetration pricing. So we started with a low price and we kept on increasing as demand comes. They also have dynamic pricing, okay? Real-time price adjustments based on live demand, such as Uber surge pricing, hotel rooms rates. Sometimes December time or during holiday seasons, the price of hotel rooms are high and not holiday seasons is low. Same thing for airlines too. Okay. In competition-based pricing, you're looking at the price above, the price parity, and the price below. But what I would advise is always be within the price parity. Don't underprice, don't overprice. Just ensure that you are in the gauge where people can afford. It's not too underpriced and it's not overpriced. Okay. Then let's look at the psychological and promotional pricing. So here for psychological pricing, prices designed to influence how customers perceive value. So there's champ pricing. Okay, $9.99 feels much cheaper than $10. I mean, I've seen that in I think they do that a lot in what's this place? In the malls. I've forgotten the name of the. Is it ShopRite? ShopRite. Okay, you see 8.99, 7.99, right? It feels much cheaper than the 10, okay, even though it's only 1 cent less. There's prestige pricing, $1,000 instead of $99. Signals luxury and exclusivity. Okay. We also have bundle pricing, buy 3 for $25. Perceived saving increases purchases quality. Sometimes you do that, like you can bundle 3 courses, say, okay, get 3 courses at the price of 2. Right? So if the cost is going to cost like maybe 1,000, you can get it at 750, which is the price of 2. I'm just saying, right? So you can do that. They all reference pricing, okay, was $80 now, and was $80 before, now $49. The original price at cost perception of a deal. So you can do that, for a period of time. So these are psychological pricing. Then you have promotional pricing, right? Temporary price reductions to stimulate purchase, discount, percentage or dollar amount of regular price, coupons, 20% 30%, sales events, you're having a sales event, Black Friday, January sales. This creates a sense of urgency, to buy now, or bug up deals, that is buy one, get one free. Yes, I went to a place, here, and they said if I get 2 perfumes, right, I'll get one free. I said, wow, if I get 3, I'll get 2 free. And the prices are not cheap, man. You understand? So that was a good way to, get me to buy more. You understand? So some people do that, get one, buy one, and get one free. Increases the volume while clearing stock, right? So these are ways you can do your pricing. So what are the modern marketing trends and customer focus? Digital marketing is here to stay. We don't know whether it's going to fade out in the future, but today it is a big deal. Okay, looking at SEO, email, content marketing, PPC. Digital channels now dominate customer acquisition and retention. Also looking at social media. Okay, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Depending on where your target audience is, brands engage billions of customers directly and authentically, through this channel. There you have data. Please don't undermine the importance of data. Data is good. Data is important. Data is useful, okay? Because when you have data, you can make, informed decisions, right? People like Amazon, Netflix, and Spotify use AI to recommend based on behavior, okay? The customer satisfaction, net promoter score, right? Reviews and satisfaction, because some people will go and check you out. So always ensure that you have a place where people can leave reviews without on Google, right? So there are other ones apart from Google, not on Google, right? So you want to ensure that there is a public place where people can go can see reviews of your product or services. Product value. Customers choose products that deliver clear, relevant, and superior value versus alternatives, and also brand relationships. Okay, things like loyalty programs helps, community building, brand purpose, because customers want to connect with brands they trust. So these are the modern marketing trends, customer focus, that you can adopt today for your product. So let's look at the summary of what we've learned so far. We started with looking at marketing concepts, that customer needs drive all decisions. Okay, satisfaction and long-term profits are the goals. We then went on to look at the marketing strategy, where we looked at different target market, customer needs, how value proposition is important when planning a strategy, and also competitive positioning. Then we moved on to look at the 4 P's, which is the marketing mix: product, price, place, and promotion. And also went on to understand the behavior of our buyers. How do they think? How do they perceive? What informs their decision to buy? Okay. Also market segmentation. Look at, okay, where are they? Who they are? Where are they? How do they think? And how do they behave? Okay. And target precisely. Then we moved on to understand what product development is. We talked about the 6-stage process from idea generation to market launch, right? Because innovation is very, very essential. Then we also went on to understand the product life cycle, okay? That every product has a life, starting from from introduction or launch to growth, from growth to maturity, and then decline. And understanding that each stage needs a different strategy. And finally, we then looked at pricing strategies, okay? Looking at the cost, the demand, the competition, the psychological, the promotional, because price speaks the value, and also the intention is to have a return on investment on the investments made on the products. Okay, I think that is it. I'm so sorry that I have to rush because I have another appointment in the next few minutes. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I was able to communicate and not to confuse you. The marketing is important as product development and also product and also pricing. So that is all for me. Thank you very much for having me. Over to
Thank
the
you.
transformational
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much, Madam Buki. Thank you. Please, a round of applause. A very big round of applause. I really appreciate today's class. And we pray that you get well soon. Thank you for delivering today's class despite your health. Really appreciate that. Please, is there any question? Any question? We'll just take one or two and then we will call it a day. No question? Okay, so while we are still anticipating questions, thank you everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I can see your comments. Thank you so much. Okay, so while we are still anticipating some questions before we call it a day, please, there is a feedback form in the chat room. Please, we need you to fill it up for us and tell us how today's class was. We want to hear your honest feedback. So please do well to fill it up. And once you're done with that, type in the chat room, done. Thank you everyone for your compliments. We really appreciate it. Please, let's do the feedback. Let's fill up the feedback form. Thank you, Dotsie. Thank you. Thank you. Please, we are waiting for others so that we can just call it a day. Madam Buki, someone is suggesting here that take ginger for your throat. Thank you for that recommendation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. All right.
Okay,
Everyone, thank you, Ma. It's good to have you. So thank you everybody for sticking by from the beginning of the class up until now. We really appreciate you. This class will not hold without you. So we appreciate your engagement and your attendance. All right, just a few announcements before we call it a day. So if you are here to fill up the attendance form, please check the chat room and fill it up there, as well as the feedback form. Please, we want to hear your honest feedback concerning today's class, all right? So that we can improve from from wherever you are, from whatever feedback you are giving, all right? And so if you are on the call and you are yet to pay up your registration fee, please go ahead and do so and send us your proof of payment via the email that is provided. Also, the material and the recording will be sent to you as usual on your platform. All right. We would love you to follow us on all of our social media handles on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Refer Transformation College. Recommend this course to someone you love. All
I want
right.
to ask.
And talk
I want to
to.
ask something.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to ask, when is this meeting going to be end? Our final meeting is going to be when?
You mean for the class? The entire
Yeah,
course?
our final course, our final meeting, yeah.
It's a 12-week program, so we've done 4 classes so far. It's meaning
But I don't know about that the payment that you are talking about. How much are we going to pay?
it's
And how?
10,000 only for registration.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I said it's 10,000 naira only for your registration, and that's all you would be paying. Once you pay for your registration, that's all of it. You don't need to make any other payments anymore. I
So
don't know if
when
I'm
are we,
understood.
how am I going to pay that? Because I'm not in Ghana or Nigeria.
Yes, a link. You can chat this number. A number will be sent right now. The account details and the payment link will be sent to you. So you can chat us on WhatsApp Moment, please.
Oh, okay. After 12 weeks, we will take an exam.
Yes, you'll be taking tests, you'll be doing exams, and the timetable for that is going to be shared. Oh,
okay.
a moment, please. That's
this
not
is
the that's not the number. That's not the
okay. I will
number.
communicate with you.
Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 9,
I don't see the
1,
number again.
2.
I
Hold
think
on.
you have to add. I think you have to add him to the WhatsApp platform, or you share the link so that they join. Every details is there.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you
already
so
in the
much.
WhatsApp. I'm already in the WhatsApp group.
And so
Probably
every
you joined us
there.
late.
Yes.
Probably you joined us late. Okay, so the number is right there. All right. And it's going to be reposted again on the platform. Okay.
Okay,
That's
thank you so
fine.
much, ma.
All right.
Thanks for the
Okay. So
clarification.
like I said earlier, this course is a continuation. It's like a second semester. So if you really want to get your certificate for this program, it's advisable you do your first semester as well. So you can as well reach out to us so that we can send you the link and also the materials we used in the first semester, so that once we want to graduate, you can join the people that want to graduate. All right. I don't know if that's understood.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's understood.
I have a question on that.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So please, I would like the direct contact for the materials for the first semester because I have paid already, and
Okay.
I'm waiting for that to be rectified.